ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I'm Bob Bowles, and I'm at Paint Stadium in Chillicothe, Ohio, the home of the Chillicothe Paints. It's actually Veterans Memorial Stadium, but they call it Paint Stadium because the Chillicothe Paints play here. A college wood bat team plays in a college wood bat summer league. Why am I here? Well, it's the Fairfield Lions. They're the home team on the scoreboard for this ball game. It's a district semifinal baseball game, Division 4. They are taking on the Waterford Wildcats in a district semifinal game. As I said, the winner of this ball game will come back and play on Monday for a district championship. Of course, we'd like to see Fairfield do that. Before we get to that, though, a couple of cleanup things we want to talk about. First of all, White Oak wins a ball game in a walk-off single by Landon Barnett earlier this morning. Congratulations, White Oak. They move on to the district championship. They win the final game. Final score 2-1 in 7. And they defeated Racine Southern in a really, really good high school baseball game. Also, though, I want to remind you, if you're wondering about that Manchester softball game, it was to have been played at Rio today. It is not being played at Rio today because of field conditions. They canceled the softball games at Rio as well as at Unioto. That game will be following the Notre Dame game. Notre Dame will play Southern at 3 p.m. on Monday at Rio Grande. And Manchester versus Sims Valley will follow that. So that Manchester District Championship game at Rio Grande is now going to be played Monday following a 3 p.m. game of Notre Dame and Southern. Also tonight, a big deal because of weather conditions, the Adams County Spring Nationals at the Adams County Fairgrounds has bin canceled. So all you that were planning to go out there, that's too bad. They had a great event planned. We'll have to see if there's going to be rescheduled or if it's just canceled, whatever. But at least for right now, it will not happen tonight. Once again, the Adams County Spring Nationals will not be taking place tonight. Take a quick break. We'll be back. I'll tell you about these two ball clubs right after this on Between the Baselines here on Good Guys Radio TV.
McCarty Associates, with offices in Hillsborough, Washington Courthouse, and Loveland, is an architecture, engineering, and surveying firm celebrating 50 years of serving southern and southwestern Ohio. McCarty Associates is a broad-based consulting firm providing services to governmental agencies, public bodies, corporate and business entities, and the general public. They also offer construction management for clients that require a higher level of assistance. If there is a construction project in your future, McCarty Associates can take your vision and help make it a reality. Visit McCartyAssociates.com for a complete list of their services. Buying or selling a home in today's competitive market requires the highest level of expertise, training, and marketing skills. Make the smart choice that over 2,000 happy families have made. Choose the trustworthy and professional services of Jeff Dickey and the Dickey Group Realtors. Call them today at 937-393-7222 or take a virtual tour on their listings on their website, thedickeygroup.com. Now offering drone photography and videography. The Dickey Group Realtors, celebrating 30-plus years of serving Highland County and surrounding areas.
Our beliefs matter. They're reflected in our words and actions. At First State Bank, we believe in treating people well, and we've been doing just that since 1884. Listening, caring, looking out for each other. It's what people deserve. It's what a real local bank does. While lots of things have changed over the years, our belief in the people of this community hasn't. First State Bank, built on belief. Member FDIC.
Big box home improvement stores don't brag about their customer service and knowledgeable staff, and that's because they rarely have either one. Do you really want electrical and plumbing advice from a person who was assembling patio furniture yesterday? Nope. Get what you need from the pros at West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply. They now have an expanded hardware line to complement the electrical and plumbing parts, plus handy tips and advice to help you get the job done. West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply, 1 block south of the courthouse on Walnut Street in West Union. Whether you need insurance to protect your home, car, business, or your family's financial future, I believe that your needs are best served by your local neighbors. Shirley Link, your local Encova insurance agent, will take the time to get to know your specific needs. Contact Shirley Link today to find out how you can benefit from working with a local agent. Visit linkinsuranceservice.com or call 937-695-0611.
League play. Belpre finished in second at 9-4. Racing Southern, the team that White Oak defeated this morning, finished at 8-4 and finished in third. And in fourth place is the Waterford Wildcats. They were 6-6. 11-13 overall. They scored 144 runs but gave up 152. Now, to give you a measuring stick, just a little bit of an idea, first of all, you already heard some of the teams that play in this league. They play people like Athens as well. They play Fort Fry. They played them twice in a doubleheader. They play Fed Hocking, South Gallia. A lot of the teams we see, especially in basketball, we don't see them so much in baseball. But they lost to Racine Southern, a team that lost to White Oak this morning. They lost to White Oak 2-1. Well, they lost to Racine Southern, a final score of 4-3. So not a big disparity. So you have to think they're a pretty decent baseball team, all things considered. Now, the Fairfield Lions, on the other hand, Fairfield comes in here. What a record, what a nice team they've got. They finished in number 2. They are a number 2 seed here in the tournament. They finished 12-1 in league play in the Southern Hills Athletic Conference, 17-5 overall. And this is a ball club that finished first in Division 1. As I said, 12-1 in league play, 17-5 overall. They scored 165 runs and only gave up 72. Obviously, defensively and pitching-wise, seemingly a little more outstanding than Waterford. But, you know, sometimes numbers can be misleading. In the league, though, they're pretty significant. They had three players make the all-league team, as a matter of fact. Gabe Fouch, as well as Cade Miller and Dow Moon, all three making the Southern Hills Athletic Conference league team. So we're talking about a team here that has 3 all-league players and finishing first in D1. This is a nice ball club, the Fairfield Lions. We'll take another quick break. I'm going to give you the Waterford roster and more as we continue between the baselines right after this on Good Guys Radio TV.
Snappy Tomato Pizza. What makes the food from Snappy Tomato so good? 2 words, fresh ingredients. Fresh dough, cheese, tomato sauce, plus high-grade meats, produce, and seasonings come together to prepare Snappy's full menu, fresh every day. Pizza, pasta, salad, hoagies, each handcrafted by dedicated cooks who understand quality ingredients are the star. Visit snappytomato.com for the location near you. Lunch, dinner, or late night, Snappy has the ingredients to remind you fresh tastes best. Snappy Tomato Pizza.
To prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
That's the sound of your truck losing you money. Whether you're a major trucking operation or an independent owner, you're losing business. Let me give you some advice. Call Willie & Son Trucking. Their certified Caterpillar, Cummins, and Detroit experts can get your truck moving so you can get back to doing business. Call Willie & Son Trucking for an overhaul or glider kit rebuild at 937-763-9521. Keep your business rolling with Willie & Son Trucking.
Have you heard the roar of the lion?
No, I can't say that we have.
Well, allow me to give you a look into that sacred call.
Please, enlighten us.
The Fairfield Lions rally on the roar, instilling pride and hearts for generations to come.
You don't say.
I do say. From our excellence in sports to our prestige in academics, you couldn't find a prouder crowd.
The Lions must be unbelievable.
You've got that right. Fairfield's ever-expanding programs pave way for prime educational opportunities.
They truly are second to none.
You wouldn't be mistaken there.
Back, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Between the Baselines, brought to you by Ron Lynch, Financial Advisor, Edward Jones Investments in Maysville. It's now time to take a look at both of the ball clubs, and let's take a look at the visitors on the scoreboard first. And here's the roster for the Waterford Wildcats. Uniform number 9, Randy Kendall. He's a junior. Senior Gavin Brooker wears number 2. Freshman Corbin Stark wears number 3. Number 4, Lane Klein is a senior. Another senior is Hayden Soprano. He wears number 5. Number 7, Caleb Wright, a freshman. Number 8, Gabe Ponchak. He's a senior. Number 9, Braun Doak. He's a senior as well. Freshman Mason Heiss wears number 10. Number 11, Wade Brooker is a sophomore. Colton Jones, a sophomore, wears number 12. Number 14, Jared Heiss is a sophomore. Xavier Heiss is a sophomore, is a sophomore as well, wears number 19. Number 20, Weston Fairfield Child is a freshman. Sophomore, Cole Sparling Ponchak is wearing number 32. Number 32, Weston Hens is a freshman. Another freshman is Cole Moore wearing number 34. Number 42, Trevor Kaufman is a freshman. Cole Hansel is a sophomore wearing number 44. Number 50, Memphis McDougal, a sophomore. Their head coach is Chris Schmidt. His assistants include Pat Miller, Clay Hansel, and Justin Mokler is their trainer. That's the Waterford Wildcats. We'll take another quick break. We'll be back. I'll give you the Fairfield roster in its entirety as we continue between the baselines right after this here on Good Guys Radio TV.
Do you have a roofing or siding project? At Higgins, they manufacture steel roofing and siding every business day. With 17 colors in stock and 70,000 pieces of trim, they are prepared to ship your project immediately. Remember Higgins for your 40-year warranted, Energy Star compliant, American-made steel roofing and siding. Located 7 miles west of Hillsboro on US Route 50 and on AC Avenue, just off 35 in Jackson. Call 800-782-4239 or visit them on the web at higginsroofing.com.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.
Our business is helping you grow. We're Baxter Tractor. We take care of you like family.
We've been growing since 1946. As your Kubota dealer, our focus is to help you grow today and into the future. Stop by one of our locations today, visit with our folks, and see our entire lineup of Kubota products.
Our business is helping you grow. Baxter Tractor.
Who is Barry Chevrolet? Why don't you ask your friends and neighbors? Because after 70 years and 4 generations in the automotive industry, odds are we've made a happy customer out of somebody you know. Hard-working, proud Americans drive Chevrolets, and that's why we sell them at Barry's. Hats off to everybody driving a Silverado truck. You're my kind of people. Barry Chevrolet, your best deal dealer.
We come back, ladies and gentlemen, to Between the Baselines, brought to you by Ron Lynch, financial advisor Edward Jones Investments in Maysville. It's now time to take a look at the Fairfield Lions. They're the home team on the scoreboard. They're the higher seed. They're the number 2 seed here in the tournament. The roster looks like this. Senior Noah Allring wears number 7. Number 32, Carson Chandler, a freshman. Senior Wyatt Collins wears number 3. Sophomore Blaine Fauber wears number 16. Wearing number 14, that's Gabe Fouch. He's a junior. Wyatt Harner, a senior, wears number 5. Landry Hatton, he's a senior, wearing number 1. Elijah Humphreys, a senior, wears number 24. Number 10, Owen Larrick is a senior. Number 4, Brandon Ludwig is a senior. Sophomore Zane Matthews wears 28. Cade Miller, a junior, wears number 31. Number 9, that's Dow Moon. He's a senior. Corbin Willie, a sophomore, wears 28. And Wyatt Willie, a junior, wears number 26. Head coach Kyle Zimmerman, and that's the Fairfield Lions. As we continue between the baselines, we're not too far away from our first pitch. But right now, we'll take another break. We'll be back. I'll give you the batting orders for both these ball clubs right after this on Good Guys Radio TV.
Gotcha.
Okay, how am I doing in rotation?
After this ad break, we'll be back at the top of the second.
Excellent. They explained to me what happened in the press box up here. They said, why don't you just decide to take the field? And field didn't take anybody, so they didn't want to order them off the field, so we just went early in the last game. Why we went 12 minutes early.
Interesting.
Bummed me out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody's just standing around. I wonder where they must be waiting for the umpires.
We could make a big, loud, expensive promo to talk about our high school sports coverage. Instead, we'll let our coverage speak for itself.
Plenty of time for a catch and release, and
Oh, he drains it!
Right side, he pulls up for the three, he hits.
We're sitting on pins and needles, and it is good.
Cherry picking out of hit she goes.
With the tomahawk finish.
Goes up, two-hand monster dunk.
Your home for Shack Sports, C103 and Good Guys Radio TV.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 350,000 participants here in Ohio who take part in high school sports.
McCarty Associates, with offices in Hillsboro, Washington Courthouse, and Loveland, is an architecture, engineering, and surveying firm celebrating 50 years of serving southern and southwestern Ohio. McCarty Associates is a broad-based consulting firm providing services to governmental agencies, public bodies, corporate and business entities, and the general public. They also offer construction management for clients that require a higher level of assistance. If there is a construction project in your future, McCarty Associates can take your vision and help make it a reality. Visit McCartyAssociates.com for a complete list of their services.
Heiss, as I said, he'll play center field and bat first. Batting second, Wayne Klein, the catcher. Batting third is a pitcher, Xavier Heiss. Hayden Soprano, the third baseman, will bat cleanup. Colton Jones, the shortstop, will bat fifth. Batting sixth, Wade Brooker, the second baseman. Cole Hansel, the first baseman, will batting seventh. Batting eighth, Gavin Brooker, the left fielder. And batting ninth, the right fielder, Ron Doak. So you'll have senior, sophomore, senior, freshman. Very young ball club here. As it'll be Heiss, Klein, Mason Heiss, Klein, Xavier Heiss, Soprano, Jones, Brooker, Hansel, Gavin Brooker, and Ron Doak in that order. Take another break. We'll be back. I'll have the batting order for the Fairfield Lions. But first this, here on Good Guys Radio TV.
Buying or selling a home in today's competitive market requires the highest level of expertise, training, and marketing skills. Make the smart choice that over 2,000 happy families have made. Choose the trustworthy and professional services of Jeff Dickey and the Dickey Group Realtors. Call them today at 937-393-7222 or take a virtual tour on their listings on their website, thedickeygroup.com. Now offering drone photography and videography. The Dickey Group Realtors, celebrating 30-plus years of serving Highland County and surrounding areas.
Our beliefs matter. They're reflected in our words and actions. At First State Bank, we believe in treating people well, and we've been doing just that since 1884. Listening, caring, looking out for each other. It's what people deserve. It's what a real local bank does. While lots of things have changed over the years, our belief in the people of this community hasn't. First State Bank, built on belief. Member FDIC.
Big box home improvement stores don't brag about their customer service and knowledgeable staff, and that's because they rarely have either one. Do you really want electrical and plumbing advice from a person who was assembling patio furniture yesterday? Nope. Get what you need from the pros at West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply. They now have an expanded hardware line to complement the electrical and plumbing parts, plus handy tips and advice to help you get the job done. West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply, 1 block south of the courthouse on Walnut Street in West Union. Whether you need insurance to protect your home, car, business, or your family's financial future, I believe that your needs are best served by your local neighbors. Shirley Link, your local Encova insurance agent, will take the time to get to know your specific needs. Contact Shirley Link today to find out how you can benefit from working with a local agent. Visit linkinsuranceservice.com or call 937-695-0611.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, if you're listening in and you're on your way out to the Adams County Fairground, and we're planning on doing that, the Adams County Spring National is canceled for tonight. I know most of you know it rained a bunch. It was really interesting because kept watching the weather. It rained a bunch all night long, and it rained all the way up here to Chillicothe. It was even raining a little bit when we pulled into the parking lot, but come about 20 minutes to 11 when it was game time, First pitch was supposed to go at 11. It quit raining, and it's been wonderful ever since. I'm sure it's the same if you're here in Ohio listening. Of course, some of you may forget that we're able to be heard all over worldwide. There are people that are listening all over and watching us all over the place. So that said, you will, what a beautiful turnaround. It's a beautiful day. Let's take a look at the Fairfield Lions batting orders. We continue between the baselines, brought to you by Ron Lynch, financial advisor at Edward Jones Investments in Maysville. Leading things off will be the center fielder, Dow Moon. Batting second, the third baseman, Zane Matthews. Gabe Fouch, the shortstop, will bat third. Batting fourth, Cade Miller, the pitcher. The left fielder, Landry Hatton, will bat fifth. Wyatt Willie, the right fielder, will bat sixth. Noel Allring bats seventh and plays first base. Wyatt Collins, the second baseman, will bat eighth, and Blaine Faber will catch and bat ninth. Once again, that'll be Moon, Matthews, Fouch, Miller, Hatton, Willie, Allring, Collins, and Faber. Grade-wise, that's a senior, a sophomore, junior, senior, senior, sophomore. A mixed bag on the grades for the Fairfield Lions. Again, Fairfield Lions coming in here 12-1. They finishing the Shack play 12-1. Overall, they're 17-5 and a number 2 seed. We'll take a quick break. We're back. The umpires are here. They're having the meeting out of the mound. We're just moments away from our first pitch on a district semifinal baseball game, Division IV, Ohio High School Athletic Association. Right after this on Good Guys Radio TV.
Snappy Tomato Pizza.
What makes the food from Snappy Tomato so good? 2 words, fresh ingredients. Fresh dough, cheese, tomato sauce, plus high-grade meats, produce, and seasonings come together to prepare Snappy's full menu, fresh every day. Pizza, pasta, salad, hoagies, each handcrafted by dedicated cooks who understand quality ingredients are the star. Visit snappytomato.com for the location near you. Lunch, dinner, or late night, Snappy has the ingredients to remind you fresh tastes best.
Snappy Tomato Pizza.
I wanted to prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
That's the sound of your truck losing you money. Whether you're a major trucking operation or an independent owner, you're losing business. Let me give you some advice. Call Willie & Son Trucking. Their certified Caterpillar, Cummins, and Detroit experts can get your truck moving so you can get back to doing business. Call Willie & Son Trucking for an overhaul or glider kit rebuild at 937-763-9521. Keep your business rolling with Willie & Son Trucking.
Have you heard the roar of the lion?
No, I can't say that we have.
Well, allow me to give you a look into that sacred call.
Please, enlighten us.
The Fairfield Lions rally on the roar, instilling pride and hearts for generations to come.
You don't say.
I do say. From our excellence in sports to our prestige in academics, you couldn't find a prouder crowd.
The Lions must be unbelievable.
You've got that right. Fairfield's ever-expanding programs pave way for prime educational opportunities.
They truly are second to none.
You wouldn't be mistaken there.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's set the defense for the Fairfield Lions. Cade Miller's pitching. Blaine Faber's behind the plate. Noah Allring is at first. Wyatt Collins is the second baseman. Zane Matthews at third base. Gabe Fouch at shortstop. In left field, it's Landry Hatton. In center field, Dow Moon. And in right field, Wyatt Willie. And, of course, pitching, as I said, would be Cade Miller for the Fairfield Lions. Cade comes in here. He's appeared in 6 games. He's pitched 31 1/3 innings. He's got a 6-0 record. He's walked 10 batters, had 39 strikeouts in those 31 1/3 innings, has a .957 whip and a 1.12 ERA. Nice numbers for a high school pitcher. We have time for one last break. We'll have our first batter right after this on Good Guys Radio TV.
Do you have a roofing or siding project? At Higgins, they manufacture steel roofing and siding every business day. With 17 colors in stock and 70,000 pieces of trim, they are prepared to ship your project immediately. Remember Higgins for your 40-year warranted, Energy Star compliant, American-made steel roofing and siding. Located 7 miles west of Hillsboro on US Route 50 and on AC Avenue, just off 35 in Jackson. Call 800-782-4239 or visit them on the web at higginsroofing.com.
Weiss stands in. He's a right-handed batter, a swing and a miss, and immediately behind in the count. He's 0-2 as Cade Miller's bringing it. Our umpires behind the plate would be Rick Barrera. At first base would be Gary McVeigh, as it's a little pop fly, shallow center field. Down Moon is in. He'll make the play. First out of the inning. Both of these teams stood around for a while. They were both here early, especially Fairfield here early, and watched the game before. Not only that, though, the umpires were a little late coming out. But anyway, and at third base, a guy we see a lot, Kenny Branch, as that pitch is in for ball one. It's Lane Klein, the catcher, at the plate. He'll be followed by Xavier Heiss, the pitcher. Now the pitch, and that's in for ball two. 2 balls and no strikes. It's always interesting. Every catcher, and they all try, every umpire, they all try to be very uniform and exactly alike, but that's pretty tough to be. So it always, in the beginning of the game, the batters and everybody else kind of gets used to the strike zone. It's the same thing for me. You have to kind of watch. It varies from game to game a little bit. It's not necessarily a bad thing as long as it's uniform both directions, and that catches the outside edge, strike one. 3 balls and a strike. As long as it's uniform on base to both teams, which it mostly is on every night, and that's a little foul ball outside the first baseline, and it runs the count full. 3-2, if you're just joining us, it's the Fairfield Lions taking on the Waterford Wildcats. Fairfield, the home team on the scoreboard. Once again, it's a Southeast District semifinal baseball game, Division IV Ohio High School Athletic Association. And the pitch again, called strike 3. Good looking pitch on the bottom end of the strike zone. Second out of the inning. That brings Xavier Heiss, the sophomore pitcher, to the plate. Heiss, a right-handed batter. Waterford, by the way, they're here in their gray pants, as well as that's fouled back off the right side for strike 1. Their green jerseys, white numerals trimmed in black. Of course, you folks watching on a Good Guys Radio TV, you already know that. Those of you listening on C103, I'll let you know as the wind in the pitch again. And it's a little line shot into right field. There to make the play is Wyatt Willie. 3 up, 3 down. We'll move to the bottom of the first. Fairfield bats. No score in our ball game. Back after this on Good Guys Radio TV.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Our business is helping you grow. We're Baxler Tractor. We take care of you like family.
We've been growing since 1946. As your Kubota dealer, our focus is to help you grow today and into the future. Stop by one of our locations today, visit with our folks, and see our entire lineup of Kubota products.
Our business is helping you grow. Baxter Tractor.
Who is Barry Chevrolet? Why don't you ask your friends and neighbors? Because after 70 years and 4 generations in the automotive industry, odds are we've made a happy customer out of somebody you know. Hard-working, proud Americans drive Chevrolets, and that's why we sell them at Barry's. Hats off to everybody driving a Silverado truck. You're my kind of people. Barry Chevrolet, your best deal dealer.
We could make a big, loud, expensive promo to talk about our high school sports coverage.
Instead, we'll let our coverage speak for itself.
Plenty of time for a catch and release, and
Oh, he drains it! Right side, he pulls up to the 3, he hits.
We're sitting on pins and needles, and it is good.
Cherry picking out a hit, she goes.
With the tomahawk finish.
Goes up, 2-hand monster dunk.
Your home for Shack Sports, C103, and Good Guys Radio TV.
Enjoying our ball game here on Good Guys Radio TV. Part of that responsibility and making it available to you is First State Bank. Baxter Tractor Sales, Barry Chevrolet, Carpet Outlet, all making it possible for us to be here today. Also, remember, after the ball game, it's the John Wood Insurance post-game show presented by John Wood Insurance in Georgetown, Owensville, West Union, and Peebles. As Fairfield will come to the plate, Waterford takes the field. On the mound, Xavier Heiss. And behind the plate, Lane Klein. At first base, Cole Hansel. The second baseman is Wade Brooker. The third baseman, Hayden Soprano. Colton Jones is at shortstop. Left field, Gavin Brooker. Center field, Mason Heiss. And in right field, Braun Doak. While I'm talking, their first pitch is in. Well, I'm making the second pitch in, and it's 2 balls and no strikes on Dow Moon. It'll be Dow Moon, the center fielder, leading things off, followed by Zane Matthews, Gabe Fouch, and Cade Miller, and we hope many, many more. That pitch is in for a strike, called strike one. As Moon comes to play with a .348 batting average, a .488 on-base percentage, and it's a little line shot into left field for a base hit, and Fairfield is in business. Brooker will play it on the hop. Safe at first is Dow Moon. So with nobody down, Dow Moon is at first for Zane Matthews to come to the plate. Zane Matthews, the third baseman. He's a .286 batter with a .356 on-base percentage. In 63 at-bats, he's scored 23 runs. He's got 18 hits, 4 doubles, 3 triples, 9 RBIs. He jumps all over that one. It'll be played by the third baseman. They'll get the lead runner. They'll force the runner at second for the first out of the inning. But Matthews will reach on a fielder's choice, so now there's one down.
Shortstop, number 14.
Pretty nice play there by Soprano. That'll bring Gabe Fouch, the shortstop, to the plate. Gabe, a left-handed batter. .364 batting average, .488 on-base percentage. He's got 24 hits. 5 of those are doubles, 3 triples, and 4 home runs to lead the team in those categories. And on the pitch, the runner goes. Matthews will be unmolested at second base, so now Fairfield has a runner at second. 1 ball and no strikes on Fouch. Fouch has batted 66 times with only 10 strikeouts. That's a good number. Left-handed batter settles in deep in the box. The sophomore pitcher, Heiss, looks at the runner and the pitch. And it's down on the downside of the outer edge, strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. On deck is the pitcher, Cade Miller, for the Fairfield Lions. I mentioned Waterford. Fairfield in their red trousers. So they look to go back to second, but the runner's back. In the red pants, white jerseys, red numerals trimmed in black. Their colors predominantly red and white. Heiss really taking his time, and now the pitch and a swing and a miss for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And it's time for that. And that pitch misses out to even can at 2-2. It's time for that Higgins Steel Roofing. That's Higgins Steel Roofing in Jackson and Hillsboro. Scoreboard update, and the score, no score in our ball game here. That's the first one of those we'll have today, and that pitch misses out to run the count full at 3-2. Fouch has walked 17 times in the season and 66 at-bats. That's quite a few as well. And swing and a miss. He chased one up and in up just a little bit in his wheelhouse, and that's the second out of the inning. First strikeout there by Heiss.
The pitcher, number 31.
That brings Cade Miller, the pitcher, to the plate. Cade, a .345 batter with a .507 on-base percentage. He's batted 55 times with 18 RBIs. And right now he hits a run. He could add to that number. First pitch in, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. On deck would be the left fielder, Landry Hatton. Miller, a right-handed batter, also sits pretty deep in the box, and that's a drive right up the middle. It'll be played by the second baseman. He'll throw it to first, and first baseman drops it, and the run will score. Had the first baseman played that cleanly, I do not think they would have gotten Miller at first, but the run would not have scored. So Fairfield now takes a 1-0 lead here in the first inning. And we're going to credit Miller with a single. And he'll be at first, give him an RBI as well. That brings Landry Hatton, the left fielder, to the plate, and the first pitch is in, ball one. Hatton, a .295 batter with a .397 on-base percentage. He struck out 7 times in 61 at-bats. You can tell by these numbers, Fairfield comes out swinging. They don't stand and look at pitches. And that one misses for ball 2. He's had 18 hits. 4 of those were doubles with 24 RBIs. Miller on first, not a real aggressive lead. That was the first game. It's a bounder to the shortstop. They'll throw to second to get the runner. That's a third out of the inning, but Fairfield scores one. On the back of a couple of base hits, they strand one. We go to the break with Fairfield leading 1-0. We're back after this on Good Guys Radio TV.
We could make a big, loud, expensive promo to talk about our high school sports coverage.
Instead, we'll let our coverage speak for itself.
Plenty of time for a catch and release, and
Oh, he drains it!
Right side, he pulls up to the 3, he hits.
We're sitting on pins and needles, and it is good.
Cherry picking on a hit, she goes.
With the tomahawk finish.
Goes up, two-hand monster dunk.
Your home for Shack Sports, C103, and Good Guys Radio TV.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 350,000 participants here in Ohio who take part in high school sports.
McCarty Associates, with offices in Hillsboro, Washington Courthouse, and Loveland, is an architecture, engineering, and surveying firm celebrating 50 years of serving southern and southwestern Ohio. McCarty Associates is a broad-based consulting firm providing services to governmental agencies, public bodies, corporate and business entities, and the general public. They also offer construction management for clients that require a higher level of assistance. If there is a construction project in your future, McCarty Associates can take your vision and help make it a reality. Visit McCartyAssociates.com for a complete list of their services.
Colton Jones and Wade Brooker in that order for the Waterford Wildcats. Cade Miller on the mound as we move here to the second inning. Fairfield takes a 1-0 lead. Brooker, a right-handed batter, and the pitch is in for ball 1. And I take that back. That's Hayden Soprano at the plate. 1 ball and no strikes in the second inning here. Additionally, some of our sponsors include Snappy Tomato Pizza, Sherwood Auto and Camper Sales, and by the way, Snappy Tomato Pizza in Seaman and West Union, Sherwood Auto and Camper Sales in Hillsboro, Will & Son Trucking just south of Leesburg, and north of Hillsboro, Wallace Thompson Funeral Home with multiple locations, and Empire Roofing. Again, people making it possible for you to enjoy this ball game free of charge, no streaming charges. If you're watching on TV, and of course there's never a charge when you're listening to C103. It's pretty cool. The count goes 2-2 now on Soprano. As Miller taking his time, not nearly as much as, and that pitch misses down to run the count full at 3-2. On deck, Colton Jones, the shortstop. Look at the pitch again, and high and out, and he walks him. That'll be the first walk given up in the ball game by Miller. First base runner for Waterford. Colton Jones, the shortstop, comes to plate. He's a right-handed batter. Fairfield playing pretty traditional defensively. Moon, I guess, kind of shallow when I look at it. And it's a ground ball in the hole, past the shortstop into left field for a base hit. And Waterford has runners now on first and second with nobody down.
Number 11, Wade.
That'll be the first hit of the ball game for Waterford. Wade Brooker, the second baseman, comes to plate. The ball field here at Page Stadium is 325 down the first base line, 327 during the left field line. I'll finish that in a moment. He shows bunt. And the defense was coming, and now they've got a runner in a pickle caught off second base. Instead, they'll go to third. They'll get the lead runner and get the out. Nice defensive play by Fairfield. Good look on the part of nice play. Who was it made that? That looks like Noah Allring that actually made that play. No, that was anyway, what happened is they got the runner off. It was a little bunt, and they got the runner caught off of first base, but instead of putting him in the pickle, the runner on second tried to go to third, and they got the lead runner. And that's a big deal. So there's one out now, a runner on second base, and the count goes 1-1 on Wade Brooker. And swing and a miss. The count goes 1-2. But good defense there on the part of Fairfield. The runner absolutely did not expect them to come after the lead runner. They thought they were going to go ahead and get the trail runner. And, of course, the lead runner is the one you want to get first. And that pitch is called strike 3. That'll be the second strikeout in the ball game for Miller. That brings Cole Hansel, the first baseman, to the plate. Don't forget, stay tuned after the game as we have our Wendy's Player of the Game, brought to you by Wendy's Old Fashioned Hamburgers in West Union. And once again, it's time for that Higgins Steel Roofing scoreboard update. Higgins Steel Roofing scoreboard update says it's 1-0 Fairfield here in the top of the second inning. Hansel behind the count now 0-1, and that pitch high for ball 1. 1-1. On deck would be the number 8 batter, Gavin Brooker, for the Waterford Wildcats. Nice crowd here for Fairfield. Not a big crowd here for Waterford. Waterford actually not as far away, well, probably about the same distance as Fairfield is to Chillicothe. 1 ball and 2 strikes now, and that's called strike 3. They strand one on the back of a base hit and a walk, and we'll take a break. We'll be back. Bottom of the second is up next. Fairfield leading 1-0 here on Good Guys Radio TV.
Buying or selling a home in today's competitive market requires the highest level of expertise, training, and marketing skills. Make the smart choice that over 2,000 happy families have made. Choose the trustworthy and professional services of Jeff Dickey and the Dickey Group Realtors. Call them today at 937-393-7222 or take a virtual tour on their listings on their website, thedickeygroup.com. Now offering drone photography and videography. The Dickey Group Realtors, celebrating 30-plus years of serving Highland County and surrounding areas.
Our beliefs matter. They're reflected in our words and actions. At First State Bank, we believe in treating people well, and we've been doing just that since 1884. Listening, caring, looking out for each other. It's what people deserve. It's what a real local bank does. While lots of things have changed over the years, our belief in the people of this community hasn't. First State Bank, built on belief. Member FDIC.
Big box home improvement stores don't brag about their customer service and knowledgeable staff, and that's because they rarely have either one. Do you really want electrical and plumbing advice from a person who was assembling patio furniture yesterday? Nope. Get what you need from the pros at West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply. They now have an expanded hardware line to complement the electrical and plumbing parts, plus handy tips and advice to help you get the job done. West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply, 1 block south of the courthouse on Walnut Street in West Union.
We're moving pretty quickly here as already Wyatt Willie steps to the plate, and he's behind the count 0-1. It'll be Wyatt Willie, Noah Allring, and Wyatt Collins in that order. And the pitch is in for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Xavier Heiss is the pitcher. Lane Klein is behind the plate. Cole Hansel at first. Wade Brooker at second. The third baseman, Hayden Soprano. The shortstop, Colton Jones. As the pitch misses, caught the outside edge. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In the outfield, left to right, is Gavin Brooker, Mason Heiss, and Braun Doak for the Waterford Wildcats. As Heiss really likes, is a really deliberate pitcher. 2-2 now the count. He takes a lot of time as we're in the bottom of the second inning. Fairfield leading 1-0. And that pitch misses to make it 3-2. The Dirt Racing Tour is coming back to the airwaves soon. Our first race of the season is set for Thursday, June 15th at the Atomic Speedway, just down the road from here at Chillicothe Paint Stadium. And that pitch gets past the catcher, doesn't make any difference because it is conceivable on a walk that you could advance to second if the ball gets away. But the runner will stop at first. So for the second time in the ball game, Fairfield has the lead runner on base. Noah Allring, the first baseman, will come to the plate now. Noah, a left-handed batter, batting .239 with a .356 on-base percentage. He's batted 46 times. He's 7 walks, 11 strikeouts. 9 RBIs. Chance as the runner goes and they drop a bunt down off the first base side. They'll throw it to first. The first baseman drops it. The runner at second will advance. And at first, safe with a little infield base hit is Noah Allring. And again, I think he would have been safe because that was a really, really nice little bunt. But the key to that is on the play, Wyatt Willie is able to advance to third. So now you have runners on the corners with nobody down for Wyatt Collins to come to the plate. And we're going to have the coach for Waterford out to question something, I think. I think he's probably saying that the runner was out of the baseline. I don't think that was the case. Of course, you folks watching it on the TV can go back and look at that. So the umpires are going to have a conversation now. By the way, home plate umpire is Rick Barrera. On first base is Gary McVeigh, and the third base umpire is Kenny Branch. The home plate umpire agreed with what the original call was. So safe at first now is Noah Allring. Wyatt Willie is at third. Again, nobody out here in the second inning. Batting is Wyatt Collins. Wyatt, a .293 batting average, .417 on base percentage, and 58 at bats. He's scored 15 runs, 9 RBIs. Again, opportunity knocks here. And the runner at second goes. They throw down to third. Did not get the lead runner leaning. Willie was off a little bit, but not real aggressively, and not a bad play. They weren't going to get the runner at second, but they tried to catch Wyatt Willie off guard. It didn't work, so now we have runners at second and third for Collins to stand back in, and the pitch again, it's foul back. And immediately the count goes no balls and 2 strikes. On deck would be Blaine Faber, the catcher for the Fairfield Lions. You're just joining us, Fairfield leads in the ballgame 1-0. We're in the bottom of the second inning. That pitch is called strike 3. That'll be the second strikeout of the ball game for Heiss. First out of the inning. As Faber comes to the plate, he's a .265 batter with a .417 on base percentage. He struck out 17 times, 58 at bats. Scored 15 runs on 17 hits, 1 double, 6 RBIs, a little bounder down to the first baseman. A run will score. They throw it to first, and Faber will be credited with an RBI as he drives in on a run, and Fairfield takes a 2-0 lead. And now with 2 down, and the score 2-0, we'll flip the order and go back to the top of the order with Dow Moon. Now Dow is 1 for 1 with a single to left field to start things off in the first inning. And that first pitch is in, gets away from the catcher, but he'll chase it down. 1 ball, no strikes now. Moon again, a .348 batter. Fairfield with the third run only 90 feet away. Any kind of hit scores a run. As it's a little drive to the second baseman. He'll play it, throws it to first. They'll get the out. But again, Fairfield scores a run, and they make the score 2-0. We'll move to the top of the third. Waterford bats right after this on Good Guys Radio TV.
Whether you need insurance to protect your home, car, business, or your family's financial future, I believe that your needs are best served by your local neighbors. Shirley Link, your local Encova insurance agent, will take the time to get to know your specific needs. Contact Shirley Link today to find out how you can benefit from working with a local agent. Visit linkinsuranceservice.com or call 937-695-0611.
Snappy Tomato Pizza. What makes the food from Snappy Tomato so good? 2 words, fresh ingredients. Fresh dough, cheese, tomato sauce, plus high-grade meats, produce, and seasonings come together to prepare Snappy's full menu, fresh every day. Pizza, pasta, salad, hoagies, each handcrafted by dedicated cooks who understand quality ingredients are the star. Visit snappytomato.com for the location near you. Lunch, dinner, or late night, Snappy has the ingredients to remind you fresh tastes best. Snappy Tomato Pizza.
I wanted to prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of this ball game comes back to play following the first game on Monday. The first game Monday here at Payne Stadium will be White Oak facing off against Ironton St. Joe, who defeated Notre Dame. Final score 14-4 in 6 innings on that ball game. And then Fairfield or Waterford will play the winner of the next game here. And that will be South Webster or Eastern Reedsville. Also on Monday night, Fayetteville takes on Felicity. And this little ground ball, a pitcher, one hopper. Miller will play it. He throws it to first. One down. I didn't even get to tell you, that was Gavin Brooker batting there. First pitch hitting, and quickly an out already here in the top of the 3rd inning. Brondoke, the right fielder, comes to the plate now. He's the number 9 batter in the order. And first pitch is in for a ball. Ball 1. Southern Hills Community Bank, Srivers Gold Realty, Southern State Community College, as well as People's Monument Company are helping make it possible for us to bring you this broadcast today. And always remember, before the game, it's Between the Baselines, brought to you by Ron Lynch at Edward Jones Investments. Listen in early and let Ron help you plan early for your future. 1-1 the count. Foul back, make it 1-2. Hagen Steel Roofing scoreboard update. Fairfield leading 2-0. Fairfield, the home team on the scoreboard. Again, we're in the top of the 3rd. In high school baseball, we only play 7. Keep that in mind. And that's a little fly ball to left field. Hatton is going to have to hustle in. He'll make the play. 2 down. Good job on the part of Landry Hatton. That was almost shallow enough it could have dropped. Hatton played it well for the second out. We'll flip the order. Mason Heiss, the leadoff batter, will come to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He had a fly ball to the center field for the first out in the first inning, and he takes ball 1. Cade Miller certainly works much more quickly on the mound. And it's a ground ball foul outside the 3rd baseline. Strike 1. After the ball game, we'll get inside the game with the Adams County Regional Medical Center coaches' comments after our final out, presented by ACRMC Family Medicine. And a little bounder, and that'll be foul. At first, a little visual, misleading a little bit. It looked like it was going to head to the infield, but instead it bounced straight up in the air. Caught in foul territory off a bounce off of the plate. Again, the pitch, and this one foul back right here in front of us. The count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Heiss, as I said, the leadoff batter, and it's a ground ball to the shortstop, Fouch. He'll pick it up, he'll throw it to first, but the runner will be safe. That'll be an infield single. That'll put a runner on first with 2 down for the number 2 batter in the lineup, Lane Klein, to come to the plate. Lane, a senior, is the catcher on the ball club. He's 0 for 1. He's called out on strikes for the second out of the first inning. In that first inning, it was 3 up, 3 down. Very efficient on the part of Cade Miller. Cade looks at the runner in the pitch. Called strike 1. Cade has struck out 3 batters so far, giving up only 1 walk. Pitch again. High, and they throw down to second base and will not get the runner. In safe at second is Heiss with the stolen base. So now you have a runner at second base. I said this earlier, Fairfield, nice audience here. Nice cheering section. Not so much from Waterford. Waterford just southwest, by the way, of Marietta, kind of southeast. Northwest of Marietta, about southeast of Zanesville. Count goes 1 and 2, and that actually shouldn't be too far from here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and that pitch is called strike 3. They'll strand 1. We move to the bottom of the third. Fairfield bats again, leading 2-0. We're back after this on Good Guys Radio TV.
That's the sound of your truck losing you money. Whether you're a major trucking operation or an independent owner, you're losing business. Let me give you some advice. Call Willie & Son Trucking. Their certified Caterpillar, Cummins, and Detroit experts can get your truck moving so you can get back to doing business. Call Willie & Son Trucking for an overhaul or glider kit rebuild at 937-763-9521. Keep your business rolling with Willie & Son Trucking.
Have you heard the roar of the lion?
No, I can't say that we have.
Well, allow me to give you a look into that sacred call.
Please, enlighten us.
The Fairfield Lions rally on the roar, instilling pride and hearts for generations to come.
You don't say.
I do say. From our excellence in sports to our prestige in academics, you couldn't find a prouder crowd.
The Lions must be unbelievable.
You've got that right. Fairfield's ever-expanding programs pave way for prime educational opportunities.
They truly are second to none.
You wouldn't be mistaken there.
Do you have a roofing or siding project? At Higgins, they manufacture steel roofing and siding every business day. With 17 colors in stock and 70,000 pieces of trim, they are prepared to ship your project immediately. Remember Higgins for your 40-year warranted, Energy Star compliant, American-made steel roofing and siding. Located 7 miles west of Hillsboro on US Route 50 and on AC Avenue, just off 35 in Jackson. Call 800-782-4239 or visit them on the web at higginsroofing.com.
We move now to the bottom of the third inning. It's the Higgins Steel Roofing scoreboard update. That's Higgins Steel Roofing in Hillsboro and Jackson. It's Fairfield leading in the ball game, 2-0 the score. They will bat. It'll be the number 2, 3, and 4 batters in the order. Zane Matthews, Gabe Fouch, and Cade Miller in that order. Matthews stands in. He's a right-handed batter, and the pitch is in. Ball 1, gets away from the catcher. He'll have to scramble to track it down. Zane is 0 for 1. He had a ground ball to the third baseman, but reached and scored the first run. I'm sorry, I was looking away. Now the count goes 2-0. Scores first run of the ball game. Pitch out for ball 2. Fairfield scored 1 in the first on a couple of hits. They scored another in the second on a walk and a hit. They have struck out. There's been 1 strikeout. They've had 3 hits. They've been stranded twice. They've stranded 2 batters. And that's a line shot into the right field for a base hit. Well hit ball by Matthews gets things started here for Fairfield in the third inning.
Shortstop, number 14, Gabe
Fouch, the shortstop, comes to the plate now. Gabe is 0 for 1. He was a strikeout victim for the second out in the first inning. He's a left-handed batter standing in against this right-handed pitcher, Xavier Heiss. Xavier throws over to first. Back on his belly is Zane Matthews. Fairfield wanting to play a little add-on here. Once again, Xavier Heiss is pitching. Lane Klein behind the plate. Cole Hansel at first. Wade Brooker at second. Hayden Sopraner, the third baseman. Colton Jones is at shortstop. The pitch again, the runner goes. They will throw down to second, but the runner will be there pretty easily. Credit Zane Matthews with a stolen base. Fairfield now has a runner at second in scoring position. Gabe Fouch behind the count 0-1. In the outfield, Gavin Brooker is in left, Mason Heiss in center, and Braun Doak is in right. The pitch down on the outside. 1-1 now. Manchester fans, don't forget that game Monday night. The Manchester Lady Greyhounds is a little bounder to the second baseman. He'll bobble it. He'll have a play at first. They'll get the runner at first. But on the play, Matthews advances. The Fairfield fans not too happy. They thought the runner was safe. That'll be the first out of the inning.
The pitcher, number 31,
Cade Miller, the pitcher, will come to the plate. Cade is 1 for 1. Had a single, infield single to the second baseman, and credited with an RBI, the first one of the ball game. But again, that game on Monday, Notre Dame will be at Rio Grande. And that's a foul ball off the first base side. Notre Dame versus Southern will play at 3 p.m. at Rio Grande. Manchester Lady Greyhounds will play Sims Valley in the game following that. As I said, on Monday night, we'll have a triple header, 2 here on Good Guys Radio TV and 1 on 99.5 The Edge. It's a pop fly in the infield. The first baseman, Hansel, is under it. He'll make the play. The runner at third will hold. That'll be the second out of the inning.
Left fielder, number 1, Landry.
Landry Hatton, the left fielder, comes to the plate now. Landry, a .295 batter, had a ground ball to shortstop for the third out in the first inning. He'll come to the plate. Really square stance as he stands in, crowds the plate a little bit, and now the catcher, Klein, will go out to have a conversation with Heiss. I'm not sure what that's about. As while that's happening, Landry Hatton will go down and have a conversation with Coach Kyle Zimmerman for the Fairfield Lions. That's odd because they've got 2 outs. There is a runner on third base. On deck, Wyatt Willie, the right fielder for the Fairfield Lions. We're at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Chillicothe. If you've ever been up to the facility here, it's quite an interesting place. The pitch is high now, ball 1. Veterans Hospital, Veterans Medical Facility is here on the grounds. That's where we are. It's on the grounds. And it's a fly ball to left field. Mason Heiss will have to hurry. It's going to drop between them and for a base hit. It dropped right between the shortstop, the center fielder, and the left fielder, and another run scores. Zane Matthews will score, and safe at first is Landry Hatton with a single to left field.
Right fielder, number 26.
Give him a single and an RBI. He'll be now at first, and he'll now be at first, and the Higgins Steel Roofing scoreboard update tells me that Fairfield leads 3-0 now. They scored a run in the first, a run in the second, now a run in the third. That's a pretty good formula. Foul off the right side, strike 1. There is a 4th game here today, by the way. South Webster will play Reedsville Eastern. Little ground ball foul outside the first baseline. The winner of this ball game will play the winner of that game Monday night following the White Oak Ironton St. Joe game. Ironton St. Joe knocking off Notre Dame, the score 14-4. White Oak won a nail biter the first game today. We started about 11 a.m. And White Oak defeated Southern 2-1 with a walk-off single by Landon Barnett. Ground ball foul down the first base side. And now we're 1 ball and 2 strikes. Noah Allring, the first baseman, on deck. Willie, by the way, a .271 batter. So again, the pitch, and it hits him right square in the back. That'll be the first hit batter by either pitcher. Just got away from him a bit.
First baseman, number 7, Noah.
That'll put runners at first and second now. 1 run is already in. Runners on first and second. There is 2 outs. Allring, a .239 batting average. He has 9 RBIs on the season. He's 1 for 1 here. Had a little infield single here off of a bunt, but was stranded in the second inning. Left-handed batter stands in to face the right-hand pitching Xavier Heiss. Pitch high, ball 1. And again, the pitch down, and gets away from the catcher, and the runners will advance. So now you'll have runners at second and third. 2-0 the count with 2 down. Again, the pitch, swing, and a miss. Ooh, he chased one inside. It was almost like he was thinking, no, I'm not going to swing, and then he did. 2-1 now. On deck would be Wyatt Collins, the second baseman. And that'll take it 2-2 now. 2 down, here's the payoff. Base hit scores 2 runs, and a called strike 3. 3 outs, they strand 2, but they'll score 1. Fairfield takes a 3-0 lead as we move down to the top of the 4th. The Waterford Wildcats will bat right after this on Good Guys Radio TV.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Our business is helping you grow. We're Baxler Tractor. We take care of you like family.
We've been growing since 1946. As your Kubota dealer, our focus is to help you grow today and into the future. Stop by one of our locations today, visit with our folks, and see our entire lineup of Kubota products.
Our business is helping you grow. Baxler Tractor.
Who is Barry Chevrolet? Why don't you ask your friends and neighbors? Because after 70 years and 4 generations in the automotive industry, odds are we've made a happy customer out of somebody you know. Hard-working, proud Americans drive Chevrolets, and that's why we sell them at Barry's. Hats off to everybody driving a Silverado truck. You're my kind of people. Barry Chevrolet, your best deal dealer.
Fairfield takes the field now. Cade Miller on the mound. Lane Faber is catching. At first base is Noah Allring. Second baseman is Wyatt Collins. Third base Zane Matthews. The shortstop Gabe Fouch. In left field Landry Hatton. In center field Dal Moon. And in right field Wyatt Willie. The Fairfield Lions. First batter stands in. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Xavier Heiss, Hayden Soprano, and Colton Jones in that order. Heiss hit a fly ball to right field for the 3rd out in the 1st inning. That pitch is in for ball 1. 1-1 now. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Fairfield has a 3-0 lead here. When you're thinking about making a purchase or need a service, think about the local people supporting us. Some of them include First State Bank, Baxler Tractor Sales, Barry Chevrolet, and Carpet Outlet. And that's a ground ball to the 3rd baseman. Matthews will play it. He'll throw it to first. 1 down. That brings Hayden Soprano to the plate. Hayden walked. but was forced in the second inning for the first out. After the game, we'll bring you the final stats in the John Wood Insurance postgame show, presented by John Wood Insurance in Georgetown, Owensville, West Union, and Peebles. First pitch is in, ball one. Soprano, as I said, walked in the second inning. We are in the fourth inning here. That pitch, ball two. Higgins Steel Roofing scoreboard update. Once again, Fairfield leading 3-0. Working for the opportunity to move on to the district championship. That pitch is called strike one. What a gorgeous afternoon for baseball. Not too hot, not too cold, just beautiful. If you're joining us and you did not know, if you're listening to C103, you can watch this ball game on Good Guys Radio TV. It's Goodguysradiotv.com. Just go to Goodguysradiotv.com. You can watch it on your phone, your smart TV, your tablet, your computer, you name it, any place, anytime. And I was talking about it, and he walks him. That'll put a runner at first. That'll bring Colton Jones to the plate. Colton hit a single to left field, was stranded in the second inning. The big conversation I hear all over the news, even heard that ESPN is talking about pulling their programming from the cable channels. It's all about streaming, and of course the big side issue is streaming fees, how much it costs. Is that strike one? Well, when you watch Good Guys Radio TV, it's free. Thanks to all these local sponsors. Keep that in mind. Again, it's free for you to watch, and what's really neat about it, if you'd like to watch this game, or maybe the White Oak game this morning, or whatever. We had the Shack Track meet last Friday night. We've noticed a lot of people have been watching it since. Go to the archive section on GoodGuysRadioTV.com, and you can watch these games anytime, any place. You can watch it tonight at 3 o'clock in the morning if you want, just as it's a line shot into left field for a base hit. Hatton will have to play it on the hop. The runner will be held at second, though. So the ball gets away in the infield, but no harm, no foul. So now you'll have runners at first and second. The tying run coming to the plate in the form of Wade Brooker. Brooker is 0 for 1. He was called out on strikes in the second inning. Now there's one down here.
Brooker.
And that is called strike one. No balls and one strike. Again, everybody taking their time as it's a ground ball to the third baseman. Matthews will step on the bag. They'll throw it to first, and the first baseman is off the bag, so it will not be a double play. But nice play by Matthews. He made the play, stepped on the bag, made the long throw, but he will not get the third out. So that'll be the second out of the inning. On the play, Jones moves over to second. Brooker on the fielder's choice is at first. That brings Cole Hansel to the plate, and they're going to have, what are we going to have? Kyle Zimmerman, the coach, is going to go out and talk to the umpire at first. He disagreed with the call. We all know that the umpire's not going to change that call. But, you know, it's almost, I think, a law that says the coach in the situations is supposed to go out and talk to the umpire.
First baseman number 44, Cole Hansel.
Again, Fairfield leading 3-0. Runners on first and second, but there's two down. Hansel is 0 for 1. Pitch misses out, ball one. He was a strikeout victim for the third out in the second inning. Right-handed batter versus a right-handed pitcher. Foul ball off the right side, evens the count at 1-1. Higgins Steel Roofing scoreboard update, 3-0, Fairfield leads. This game moving right along. The one behind us, the one just before this, oh my, boy did it take a long time. Final score, there were 18 runs scored. Final score, Ironton St. Joe defeats Notre Dame 14-4. But every inning, both teams had runners on. It just seemed to go on and on and on. On the other hand, if you watch that White Oak game, you might have noticed, boy, it moved right along. It was very, very quick. Took less than 2 hours to play. This one, here we are in the 4th inning, and we're less than an hour into the ball game. And it's a line shot into right field for a base hit. That will score at least one. They're going to send the runner from third. They'll hold the other run at second. Jones will come in to score. Held at second is Brooker. Safe at first is Hansel with an RBI single to right field. So you'll have runners at first and second with a run already in. The score now 3-1. Again, that's it. Higgins Steel Roofing scoreboard update. Some more of those sponsors making it possible for you to not pay that streaming fee include Channel Seed from Howard Ag, CMT Components, Wilson Realtors, first pitch strike one, Roberts Paving, and the Adams County Christian School. Now I want you to notice these are sponsors from all over the shack, all over the area, giving you opportunities to do business with some locally owned and operated businesses that care about the community. No balls and 2 strikes now. And the pitch misses in. Ball 1. One and 2. And it's a ground ball to the third baseman, Matthews. He'll throw to first to get the out, and that's the inning. But they score 1. Fairfield still leads 3-1. We're back after this on Good Guys Radio TV.
We could make a big, loud, expensive promo to talk about our high school sports coverage.
Instead, we'll let our coverage speak for itself.
Plenty of time for a catch and release, and
Oh, he drains it!
Right side, he pulls up for the 3. He hits.
We're sitting on pins and needles, and it is good.
Cherry picking out a hit, she goes.
With the tomahawk finish.
Goes up, 2-hand monster dunk.
Your home for Shack Sports, C103 and Good Guys Radio TV.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 350,000 participants here in Ohio who take part in high school sports.
McCarty Associates, with offices in Hillsboro, Washington Courthouse, and Loveland, is an architecture, engineering, and surveying firm celebrating 50 years of serving southern and southwestern Ohio. McCarty Associates is a broad-based consulting firm providing services to governmental agencies, public bodies, corporate and business entities, and the general public. They also offer construction management for clients that require a higher level of assistance. If there is a construction project in your future, McCarty Associates can take your vision and help make it a reality. Visit McCartyAssociates.com for a complete list of their services.
Collins, Blaine Farber, and Dow Moon in that order. Batting for Fairfield, leading 3-1. It's a little first ball hit. One hop to the third baseman. They'll pull the first baseman off the bag. He'll drop the throw as well. And safe at first is Wyatt Collins with a leadoff ground ball to third. That'll go down as an E5 on the throw. But that'll put a runner on first for Blaine Farber, the catcher, to come to the plate. He had a sacrifice bunt credited with an RBI in the second inning. Right-handed batter on deck, Dow Moon, the center fielder, and the runner goes. They'll throw down to second. It's offline. Wouldn't make any difference. Collins was going to be in there safe with a stolen base. And that pitch is called strike one. No balls and 1 strike. And a swing and a miss, and he chased one. You can bet that's a pitch that Blaine Farber would like to have back. He's a 265 batter. He's only struck out 5 times in 34 at-bats, so he can't be chasing too many bad pitches. And that one gets past the catcher, and the runner will advance. So now Fairfield could get that run back, scored in that last inning. Nobody down, a runner at third base. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. District semifinal, Division IV baseball. It's my understanding. Swing and a miss. That's the first out of the inning. It's my understanding tonight is White Oak's graduation. Congratulations on the White Oak guys not only winning the baseball this morning, but then they turned around and went to graduation tonight. That's quite a busy day. Dow Moon, the leadoff batter, will come to the plate now. Dow is 1 for 2, had a single to left field, but was forced for the first out of the inning. The .348 batter steps to the plate with 1 down and a runner on third base. And a little fly ball in the infield. The third baseman, Soprano, is over. He'll make the play. 2 down.
Third baseman, number 28, Zane Matthews.
That brings Zane Matthews, the third baseman, to the plate. Zane, a .286 batter. He's reached twice. Had a ground ball to the third baseman, reached on a fielder's choice, and scored the first run of the ball game. In the 3rd inning, he hit a single to right field, stole a base, and scored the second run in the ball game. And the runner is really working on third base. No balls and 1 strike. Obviously with 2 outs. And it's a drive to the shortstop. He'll have to hurry. He bobbles it. Can he get it there? He cannot. The run scores. Fairfield gets a run back. They now lead 4-1. As safe at first is Zane Matthews. Give him an RBI. And it looks like they're going to score that as an infield single. So now you've got Matthews at first. Left-handed batting, Gabe Fouch at the plate. Gabe is 0 for 2. And again, a runner on first base, but there's now 2 down. They throw over to first, and the runner's back. Nice job on the part of Fouch. Nice pick-off move, though, by Xavier Heiss. He almost got him. Matthews leaning just a little bit the wrong way. He really had to get back in a hurry on that one. And now the runner goes. They'll throw down to second. The throw will be late and offline. So in with a stolen base is Zane Matthews. So that'll put a runner at second base now. And they count 1 ball and no strikes. On deck, Cade Miller, the pitcher for the Fairfield Lions. And the pitch down on the ground. I say on the ground, not in the dirt, because if you're watching on Good Guys Radio TV, you already figured this out. All right. Well, I guess you didn't figure it out. You might not know it automatically. This is a turf field. Not only all the green that you're seeing there is at turf, but what would normally be dirt is turf as well. Pitch in for a ball. The count goes 3-0. That's why we were able to start immediately after the rain this morning at 11 a.m. This field was wet, but no standing water, no mud, no nothing. What a great place to play baseball, and that's a walk. So Fairfield will have a runner at first and second for Cade Miller, the pitcher, to come to the plate. Cade 1 for 2 in the ball game, had a single to second baseman, and a little infield single and credit with an RBI, but was stranded in the first. Now with runners on first and second, Kyle Zimmerman comes about halfway down the third baseline to say something to Miller. Miller, a right-handed batter, stands in. And it's a liner right up the middle for the shortstop's going to play it, but he'll step on the bag. Nice play on the part of Colton Jones to get the lead runner. That'll be the third out of the inning, but not before Fairfield scores again. They lead 4-1. We're back after this on Good Guys Radio TV.
Buying or selling a home in today's competitive market requires the highest level of expertise, training, and marketing skills. Make the smart choice that over 2,000 happy families have made. Choose the trustworthy and professional services of Jeff Dickey and the Dickey Group Realtors. Call them today at 937-393-7222 or take a virtual tour on their listings on their website, thedickeygroup.com. Now offering drone photography and videography. The Dickey Group Realtors, celebrating 30-plus years of serving Highland County and surrounding areas.
Our beliefs matter. They're reflected in our words and actions. At First State Bank, we believe in treating people well, and we've been doing just that since 1884. Listening, caring, looking out for each other. It's what people deserve. It's what a real local bank does. While lots of things have changed over the years, our belief in the people of this community hasn't. First State Bank, built on belief. Member FDIC.
Big box home improvement stores don't brag about their customer service and knowledgeable staff, and that's because they rarely have either one. Do you really want electrical and plumbing advice from a person who was assembling patio furniture yesterday? Nope. Get what you need from the pros at West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply. They now have an expanded hardware line to complement the electrical and plumbing parts, plus handy tips and advice to help you get the job done. West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply, 1 block south of the courthouse on Walnut Street in West Union.
We come back, ladies and gentlemen. We move to the top of the 5th inning. Fairfield leading 4-1. Waterford Wildcats will send the number 9 hitter and the 1 and 2 hitters to the plate. Braun Doak, Mason Heiss, and Lane Klein in that order. Fairfield leading 4-1. Baseball action on the Shack Radio Network is brought to you by our season sponsors, including Snappy Tomato Pizza, Sherwood Auto and Camper Sales, Willie & Son Trucking, Wallace Thompson Funeral Home, and Empire Roofing. Don't forget to stay tuned after the games. We'll be naming our Wendy's Player of the Game, brought to you by Wendy's Old Fashioned Hamburgers in West Union. That's a foul back for strike 1. Right-handed batter Doak comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Sits way back deep in the batter's box. Really compact batting stance. Now he's behind the count, 0-2. Both starting pitchers still on the mound. Xavier Heiss for Waterford and Cade Miller for Fairfield. And it's a little ground ball in front of the plate. The pitcher will play it. He'll have to hurry. He'll throw it to first. 1 down. Nice play there by Miller. He had to hustle a bit. Possible Farmer would have got it, but Miller made sense. He's the one to get the play, and he'll get the out at first.
Number 10, Mason Heiss.
Mason Heiss comes to the plate. He's the center fielder. And once again, it's time for that Higgins Steel Roofing scoreboard update, brought to you by Higgins Steel Roofing in Jackson and Hillsboro. The score is 4-1, Fairfield leading. Heiss is 1 for 2. Right-hand batter drives one to the left field for a base hit on that first pitch. That'll put him at first base with 1 down for Lane Klein to come to the plate. Lane, the catcher, is the number 2 batter in the order. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Waterford, by the way, comes into the game 11-13, their record. As the runner goes, swing and a miss, and the ball is dropped. And yes, they're going to say he foul tipped it. So he will have to go back. And that he will do. And the next pitch is in. Strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 down. Right-handed batter kind of leans into the plate. Pitch by Miller, high. They throw down to second base. They will not get the runner. Gets off the shortstop's glove, but the runner will hold. That again will put a runner at second base. The count now 1-2. Xavier Heiss, the pitcher on deck for Waterford. Neither one of these pitchers have thrown a lot of pitches. A pitch high and out, ball 2 to even the count. The Adams County Spring Nationals canceled tonight due to track conditions. That's too bad. They put a lot of work into that. Boy, the fairgrounds, it's at the Adams County Fairgrounds. What an improved facility that is. Something everybody can be proud of. They have put a lot of time and money into the facility. You know, there's a lot of great fairgrounds around, but at one point, Adams County Fairgrounds was in pretty tough shape, but it has improved greatly. They had a good event planned tonight, but unfortunately it's canceled due to weather. It's foul back. The count now full at 3-2. Join us on Monday night. Fayetteville takes on Felicity. That'll be on 99.5 The Edge. Here from Paint Stadium, we'll be on the air about 3:30 as he walks him. And now Waterford will have runners on first and second. We'll be on the air about 3:30 as White Oak will take on Ironton St. Joe in our first ball game, and we hope this game continues the way it's going, and Fairfield will be there as well. We'd have 2 district final games from here at Paint Stadium on Monday night. That's a foul ball down the first base line, but we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. It's only the 5th inning. Still got lots of time here. Xavier Heiss is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He had a fly ball to right field for the 3rd out in the 1st inning. Then had a ground ball to the 3rd baseman for the 1st out in the 4th inning. That pitch is high and inside, ball 1. 1-1. And Miller has slowed down a little bit as far as he's become as the fly ball to right field. It's deep, but moving into foul territory to make the play will be Wyatt Willie. The runners will advance. He's going to turn and head home. The throw comes in. It's too late. The run will score. On the play, the runner at first will advance. So Mason Heiss tagged and scores from second, while Lane Klein tags and moves over to second. Klein had to hold because that ball came to right field. The reason the runner was able to score from second base is because Wyatt Willie caught that on a dead run moving into foul territory. He caught it just barely in fair territory and ran and made a really good throw, but not quick enough to catch Mason Heiss. So now the score is 4-2 with 2 down. So credit Heiss with a RBI. And the pitch again, swing and a miss, and Soprano chased one. Little pitch down and out. He went down, tried to get it, but nope. 1-2 the count now. 2 down again. The Higgins Steel Roofing scoreboard update. It's 4-2 now. As the ball gets away from Fauber, he recovers it, throws down to third. A good cover by Matthews as the runner advances. What would be a wild pitch. On deck is Colton Jones, the shortstop for Waterford, by the way. Again, if you're listening on C103, don't forget you can watch this game. And that one gets past the catcher, and the run will score from third. So Lane Klein comes in to score, and we've got a 1-run ball game on a wild pitch. 2 runs have scored here, so now the score 4-3. The Fairfield Lions still leading, and that's called strike 3. We move to the bottom of the 5th. Fairfield bats, but that lead has been cut to 1. 4-3 the score. We're back after this on Good Guys Radio TV.
Whether you need insurance to protect your home, car, business, or your family's financial future, I believe that your needs are best served by your local neighbors. Shirley Link, your local Encova insurance agent, will take the time to get to know your specific needs. Contact Shirley Link today to find out how you can benefit from working with a local agent. Visit linkinsuranceservice.com or call 937-695-0611.
Snappy Tomato Pizza. What makes the food from Snappy Tomato so good? 2 words, fresh ingredients. Fresh dough, cheese, tomato sauce, plus high-grade meats, produce, and seasonings come together to prepare Snappy's full menu, fresh every day. Pizza, pasta, salad, hoagies, each handcrafted by dedicated cooks who understand quality ingredients are the star. Visit snappytomato.com for the location near you. Lunch, dinner, or late night, Snappy has the ingredients to remind you fresh tastes best. Snappy Tomato Pizza.
I wanted to prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
Back, ladies and gentlemen. Fairfield comes to the plate on the hunt to get some runs back, as Waterford has eaten into that lead, and they now make it a 1-run ball game. The score 4-3. Landry Hatton stands in and takes the first strike pitch. Landry is 1 for 2, had a single to left field for an RBI back in that 3rd inning. Fairfield has scored a run in the first, a run in the second, a run in the third, and a run in the fourth. And it hits him. That's the second hit batter by Heiss. That'll put a runner at first. Fairfield has struck out 3 times. There's been 2 walks. They've had 5 hits. That'll be the second hit batter of the ball game. They've stranded 6. They've scored 4 runs. Wyatt Willie, the right fielder, will come to the plate. He walked and scored a run in the second. Was hit by a pitch in the third. Right-handed batter. And he drives one right up the middle, but the second baseman will make the play, steps on the bag, throws to first. And they'll get the double play. Nice play by the first baseman. That throw was a little bit offline, but Hansel was able to catch it and fall to the ground hanging onto the baseball. And what basically happened, the second baseman was practically standing on the bag. So that'll clear the bases and bring Noah Allring to the plate. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a 1-run ball game, 4-3 the score. Fairfield coach Kyle Zimmerman comes in to question the call. And all three of the umpires get together and they confirm the call.
Number 7, Noah Allring.
And first pitch is in, strike 1. And the second pitch is in, ball 1. Umpires, by the way, behind the plate is Rick Barrera. Gary McVeigh's at first, and Kenny Branch is at third. That's a foul ball down the first base line, and we'll go 1-2. In the bottom of the 5th inning, again in high school baseball, we only play 7, so it's a little abbreviated. These runs become very critical as the innings move down. Nice crowd here now. Fairfield, as I said, has a pretty nice crowd. Not so much Waterford. Waterford, not a real big crowd here. With the schools, the fans and the teams for the game to follow this showing up now. Pitch way outside. Not that it matters because there's nobody on. 2-2 now. In case you, that was down for a ball. In case you missed it, don't forget that you can relive all the action from last Friday at the Shack Track Meet on Goodguysradiotv.com. Goodguysradiotv.com, the Shack Track Meet. Just go to the archive section, click on it. You can watch. Swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down. We move to the top of the 6th. Waterford bats trailing by 1. We're back after this on Good Guys Radio TV.
That's the sound of your truck losing you money. Whether you're a major trucking operation or an independent owner, you're losing business. Let me give you some advice. Call Willie & Son Trucking. Their certified Caterpillar, Cummins, and Detroit experts can get your truck moving so you can get back to doing business. Call Willie & Son Trucking for an overhaul or glider kit rebuild at 937-763-9521. Keep your business rolling with Willie & Son Trucking.
Back, we were talking about the Manchester girls game that's been moved, as I said, to Rio Grande on Monday. And that game again will follow a game that will begin at 3 p.m. So it's what they call a rolling schedule. And all that means is that it will begin immediately after the one before it. And that, again, that's at Rio Grande University. That game will follow the Notre Dame versus Southern game. That game starts at 3 p.m. And Manchester versus Sims Valley, just a guess, would be someplace between 3:30 and 4 when they would start that game. Also Monday night, Fayetteville hosts Felicity. You'll hear that on 99.5 The Edge. Here on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, it'll be hopefully, well, we know it'll be White Oak playing the early game. That game will start about 4 p.m. First pitch. We'll be on the air with our Between the Baseline show at 3:30. And then following that, we hope Fairfield can hang on here. We'll have a doubleheader that night. Tuesday night from Ohio University, Eastern Warriors in a Division III district semifinal will take on the number 1 seed Fairland. The game will be at 4 p.m. And that pitch, first pitch in, ball 1. Colton Jones, Wade Brooker, and Cole Hansel in that order. And the pitch catches the outside. Strike 1. 1-1 now. Hansel is 2 for 2. Twice he has singled. And the pitch misses in. Ball 2. He singled in the second inning and was stranded. Had a single to left field and scored a run in that 4th inning. As Waterford scored 1 in the 4th and 2 in the 5th. And that's foul back off of the the umpire's mask, I believe. And you know, even with that mask, that can hurt a bit. That doesn't feel real good when that happens. Waterford got here, by the way, by beating the number 7 seed, Franklin Furnace Green. Waterford, a 10 seed in the tournament. Fairfield a 2 seed, and that pitch high for a ball. That'll make the count full at 3-2. On deck, Wade Brooker, the sophomore second baseman. He's talking to some of the coaching staff. Swing and a miss of the White Oak Wildcats. And both this team and Southern's records very misleading because they play in a very, very tough conference, Tri-Valley Conference. They play some tough baseball teams. Play some big schools too. They play Athens as an example. Athens D2, I think they are now, but they were D1. They play Reedsville Eastern, who will play here next. They play Belpre. It's a very, very good league. And that pitch is in for a ball. 2-0. Brooker is 0 for 2. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th inning and was stranded. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Chased one a little up and in. Probably a little high for the strike zone, so he chased one high. I think I come right back with that if I'm Cade Miller. See if we get him chase it again. He does, and he goes right after the same pitch. Evens it up at 2-2. Will he do it a 3rd time? Miller looks at the sign and again, and called strike 3. Took it inside and down a little bit. Brooker looked at it for the 3rd strike in the 2nd out of the inning. That brings Cole Hansel to the plate. Cole 1 for 2, a single to right field. An RBI and was stranded in the 4th. He's the first baseman. He's the one who made that good play in that last inning. Call strike 1. The quality of play we've seen here today, both of the games we did, very, very good. Very few errors, good defense, really good pitching, and that's a fly ball to right field. Willie is back. It'll be over his head and into right field for at least a stand-up double it is as the throw comes back in. Safe at second with the tying run is Cole Hansel. That'll put the tying run at second with 2 down. And it will bring Gavin Brooker, the left fielder, to the plate. That one was hit a ton.
Returning second base, number 14, Jared Hines.
We'll have a
Now batting number 2,
pinch runner now.
Gavin Brooker.
As I said, Gavin Brooker comes to plate. That'll be Jared Heiss out to run, the sophomore for the Waterford Wildcats. Remember, in high school baseball, you can put in somebody to run and re-enter the player. So I'm sure the first baseman will re-enter. That first pitch is fouled back, strike 1. On deck is the number 9 batter, Braun Doak. Brooker, the number 8 batter, of course. As I said, he's 0 for 2 here in the ball game. Left-handed batter. Pitch by Miller. Call strike 2. Outside edge. From the top of the 6th inning, Higgins Steel Roofing scoreboard update. Fairfield leads 4-3. And it's a fly ball, shallow center field. The center fielder, Moon, is over. He'll make the play. 3 down. They strand 1. As we move now to the bottom of the 6th, Fairfield will bat leading 4-3. We're back after this on Good Guys Radio TV.
Have you heard the roar of the lion? No, I can't say that we have. Well, allow me to give you a look into that sacred call. Please, enlighten us. The Fairfield Lions rally on the roar, instilling pride and hearts for generations to come. You don't say. I do say. From our excellence in sports to our prestige in academics, you couldn't find a prouder crowd. The Lions must be unbelievable. You've got that right. Fairfield's ever-expanding programs pave way for prime educational opportunities. They truly are second to none. You wouldn't...
Now to the bottom of the 6th inning. Fairfield will bat leading 4-3. They'll send the number 8, 9, and 1 hitters to the plate. Wyatt Collins, Wayne Faber, and Dow Moon to the plate in that order. As I said, we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. And again, the Higgins Steel Roofing scoreboard update. Fairfield leads 4-3. We'll get inside the game with the Adams County Regional Medical Center coach's comments after our final out presented by ACRMC Family Medicine. And before the game, Balance for games in every game, it's Between the Baselines, brought to you by Ron Lynch at Edward Jones Investments. Listen in early and let Ron help you plan early for your future as well.
Number 3, Wyatt Collins.
We want to mention some of those season sponsors again, by the way. Southern Hills Community Bank, Shriver's Gold Realty, Southern State Community College, and People's Monument. As batter is in, first pitch, looks like curveball, strike 1. Wyatt Collins at the plate. Wyatt, a .293 batter, reached on an error and scored the 4th run in the ball game. That pitch misses outside for a ball. He's a .417 on base percentage with 9 walks, 17 strikeouts. He's had 1 double, 6 RBIs, and that pitch misses down, and now the count goes to 2-1. This Fairfield lineup pretty potent. All the way through all 9 positions. It's a ground ball to the first baseman. It'll eat him up a bit. Hansel flips it to the catcher, to the first baseman, and the runner is safe.
The catcher, number 16, Blaine Faber.
Good cover on the part of Heiss, the pitcher. But Hansel bobbled the ball. He fielded it okay, but bobbled the ball on the transfer. And safe at first now is Wyatt Collins. As the pitch is in, the runner thought about going. I'm going to give him an infield single on that. I'm not sure that he could have gotten him anyway. Now Faber at the plate. And it's a foul off the side. 0-2. Faber quickly behind in the count. Faber had a sacrifice bunt for an RBI in the second. Fairfield could use some insurance runs here. They're up by 1, 4-3, but as we often talk about in high school baseball, that's not a bunch. You could always use some more. Faber stands in again. He's a right-handed batter against a right-hand pitcher. Again, starting pitchers both still in the game. And now the runner does go. They throw it down to second, and the runner's out. Collins is caught stealing for the first out of the inning. Faber took strike one. That'll be 1-2 now. Tough break for Fairfield. The pitch again, misses outside. That's especially important if you, what if? There's always kinds of what ifs in life and baseball. Of course, Collins State, he would have moved over on that, but that's not the way it works. And swing and a foul back. We're going to say that was a foul ball. Faber thought he missed the pitch. Instead, they'll call it a foul ball. He'll come back and bat again. On deck, Dow Moon, the center fielder. Rick Barrera, the umpire, as that pitch high. And now we'll have a count 3-2. Having a conversation with Faber. Now remember, Faber's a catcher, so they've probably been talking all night. I don't know what that was. It's not a bad thing by any means. It's just Rick Barrera, the home plate umpire, having a conversation with Faber. They're after that foul. And that's a fly ball, shallow center field, will drop for a base hit, and Faber's safe at first. A little bloop single into center field. That'll put a runner again at first, with one down now. For Dow Moon, the center fielder, to come to the plate. Now, Dow had a single in the first inning and was stranded. As we're going to have a pinch runner, I do believe. And yes, we will. As coming in to run for Faber is going to be Owen Larrick in run for Faber. As we said earlier, in high school baseball, you're allowed to remove a player for a pinch runner and then have that player re-enter. Dow Moon, a .348 batting average, .498 on base percentage. .488, excuse me. He's walked 17 times, but he has 15 RBIs on 23 hits, 2 doubles. Left-handed batter facing the right-handed pitcher, Xavier Heiss. And the pitch, called strike one. No balls and a strike. Next game up in the wings is South Webster versus Eastern. That's Reedsville Eastern. Throw to first base. And Larrick is back. Again, the winner of this game will play one of those two opponents that are playing next in the next game. That's foul back. And now Moon behind the count 0-2. On deck, Zane Matthews, the third baseman. Moon again, a left-handed batter. And he drives it right up the middle for a base hit. Larrick will hold at second. Safe at first is Moon with a single to center field. There's still only one down. Runners now at first and second for Zane Matthews, the third baseman, to come to plate now. Zane's been pretty prolific tonight. He reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the first inning. Hit a single to right field, stole a base and scored in the third, and then hit a single, infield single, stole a base, and was credited with an RBI in the fourth. And that first pitch is inside on the bottom edge of the strike zone, strike one. 0-1. Again, the pitch, and he drives one over the head of the second baseman into right field. That should score at least one run. It does. It'll score one as they're going to hold the runner at third. And back in, the ball comes back in the infield. And Zane Matthews safe at second with a stand-up double to center field, to right center field. That scores a run, the second RBI of the ball game given up, or scored, credited to Matthews. He'll be at second. Scoring on the play is Owen Larrick. And there's a conversation at the mound, but Dow Moon is now at third. And Zane Matthews is at second. As that Higgins Steel Roofing scoreboard update. And now Fairfield has extended that lead back up by 2 now. They lead 5-3 here in the 6th inning. And Coach Chris Schmidt out talking to his team in the infield. He's not going to make a pitching change. When Waterford bats in the 7th inning, top of the 7th, it'll be the number 9 and 1 and 2 hitters. Standing in now, Gabe Fouch, the left-handed batter. Gabe has walked and was stranded in the 4th inning. First pitch way outside for a ball. Ball 1. Xavier Heiss, nice player, only a sophomore. Boy, does he have a nice future for the Waterford Wildcats. Swing and a miss, and Fouch chased one. Looked like a pretty good pitch, but Fouch almost like he was bailing on that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, 1 down, runners on second and third, and now the count goes to 2-1. John Woods Insurance postgame show follows our ball game, and that evens the count at 2-2, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Heiss working a little quicker, and that one's high and out, and the count goes full at 3-2. I was talking about pitch count. We do not keep a pitch count. My guess would be Heiss is reaching higher in the pitch count than Miller would be. He's thrown a fair amount of pitches now. He'll step off the rubber now. Rethink what's going on. He'll readdress the catcher. The sign from Klein and the pitch. And it misses for ball 4. That'll load the bases. That's only the 3rd walk given up in the ball game by Heiss. That'll bring Cade Miller, the cleanup batter, to the plate. Cade, a .345 batter. He's got 18 RBIs on the season and 55 at-bats. He's scored 25 runs with 19 hits. 10 of those were doubles, 1 triple, and what a time for an extra base hit right now. And a pitch inside edge, looked like a curveball, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Landry Hatton, the left fielder, on deck. And the pitch misses out for ball 1. 1-1. Once again, the score 5-3. That's that Higgins Steel Roofing scoreboard update. Fairfield leading by 2. And foul. Just over the head of Dow Moon. Straightens that out a little bit, and that'll score at least 2 runs. That was a line shot. Dow Moon had to look almost like a turtle, had to duck from that one. And I guess they're waiting for the pitcher, the ball to come back in. The left fielder, Gavin Brooker, had to chase it down. He has not been very busy tonight. I'm not sure if he's even made a play on a ball yet tonight. The pitch again, and it's a little one-hopper to the third baseman. He'll bobble it. Everybody is safe, and a run scores. Dal Moon comes in to score. Moving over to third is Zane Matthews. Fouch moves to second, and with a little infield single, Miller is safe at first.
Left fielder, number 1, Landry Hatton.
So Fairfield takes a 6-3 lead now, and the bases remain loaded with one down here in the bottom of the sixth. Landry Hatton comes up late with a .295 batting average. He drops it in front of the plate for a bunt. They're going to say that was a foul ball. A little squeeze bunt action, squeeze play action there. Landry Hatton is 1 for 2, had a single to left field for an RBI. It's stranded in the third. He was also hit by a pitch and was forced in the fifth. Stands back in. And the pitcher bluffed a throw to third. I can't imagine they'd make that throw, but I guess so. 6-3 the score. Fairfield leads. Hatton, a right-handed batter, and the pitch, and he drives one into left field for a base hit. It'll be misplayed by the left fielder. It'll go into center field. 2 more runs score as safe at second with a single to left field and an RBI is Landry Hatton, or 2 RBIs, I should say. And now Fairfield has taken an 8-3 lead, and we're going to have a pitching change, I'm sure. So now we'll have Hatton at second. We'll have Miller at third. Coming into the score is Zane Matthews. Gabe Fouch scores as well, as 4 runs have scored here in the inning, making the score 8-3. And we will have a pitching change. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this on Good Guys Radio TV.
Do you have a roofing or siding project? At Higgins, they manufacture steel roofing and siding every business day. With 17 colors in stock and 70,000 pieces of trim, they are prepared to ship your project immediately. Remember Higgins for your 40-year warranted, Energy Star compliant, American-made steel roofing and siding. Located 7 miles west of Hillsboro on US Route 50 and on AC Avenue, just off 35 in Jackson. Call 800-782-4239 or visit them on the web at higginsroofing.com.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen. Colton Jones comes in to pitch for Waterford. Tough break for Xavier Heiss. His defense kind of failed behind him. They're scored as infield singles, but they probably could have been scored a little differently, depending on how you look at it, as this inning has been a disaster for him. He's walked 1. He's given up a total of 6 hits. They've scored 4 runs, and there's 2 runners out there, still his responsibility. So he leaves having struck out 4. He walked 3 and gave up a total of 11 hits and 8 runs. As in to pitch for him is Colton Jones. Jones, a right-handed pitcher, and it's a fly ball to right field. Could be into foul territory. It is, but the right fielder will make the play, and the runner at third will tag and score. So Fairfield scores another run on a sacrifice fly by Wyatt Willie. That'll be the second out of the inning.
Now batting number 24, Elijah.
The ninth batter of the inning will bat, and that will be a pinch batter. That will be Elijah Humphreys. for the Fairfield Lions. And immediately he takes ball one. Right-handed batter. Jones a right-handed pitcher, and he drives one right up the middle for a base hit. That'll score another run. As rounding third, no, they're going to get him at home. And nice throw by the center fielder, and the hit goes for naught. That'll end the inning, but not before Fairfield scores 5 runs. They take a 9-3 lead. We're back after this. We move to the top of the 7th. Waterford bats right after this here on Good Guys Radio TV.
Our business is helping you grow. We're Baxler Tractor. We take care of you like family.
We've been growing since 1946. As your Kubota dealer, our focus is to help you grow today and into the future. Stop by one of our locations today, visit with our folks, and see our entire lineup of Kubota products.
Our business is helping you grow. Baxler Tractor.
Who is Barry Chevrolet? Why don't you ask your friends and neighbors? Because after 70 years and 4 generations in the automotive industry, odds are we've made a happy customer out of somebody you know. Hard-working, proud Americans drive Chevrolets, and that's why we sell them at Barry's. Hats off to everybody driving a Silverado truck. You're my kind of people. Barry Chevrolet, your best deal dealer.
We move now to the top of the 7th. Waterford Wildcats will send their number 9, 1 and 2 batters to the plate. Braun Doak, Mason Heiss, and Lane Klein. In a ball game that, for practical purposes, Fairfield's blown wide open. They have a 6-run lead here. They scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, another one in the fourth, added in another 5 in the 6th, and they take a 9-3 lead here in the 7th inning. And that's the Higgins Steel Roofing scoreboard update. Now keep in mind, high school baseball, we only play 7. So if Fairfield can shut them down, this game over. And Fairfield will move on to the district championship against either Reidsville Eastern or South Webster. 2 really good ball clubs, by the way. As now standing in would be Braun Doak.
Number 8, Gabe Ponchak.
And we're going to have a pinch hitter here, as that'll be Gabe Ponchak batting for Waterford. And everybody's kind of gotten real quiet. I don't know what that's about. And first pitch is in, ball 1. Second pitch in, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Boy, it got really quiet here. Now the pitch, and it's a fly ball to right field. Willie will have to chase it down. Wyatt Willie makes the play. 1 down. Thought there for a moment that might drop. Nice play on the part of Mason Heiss will stand in now with 1 down, nobody on. Heiss is 2 for 3 with a couple of hits. He's stranded, he's scored a run, he stole 2 bases. Nice evening for him. No balls and 1 strike now. Second pitch, catches the outside edge, no balls, 2 strikes. Miller, the starting pitcher, takes his time and again throws the pitch, and it's a line shot into left field. Fair ball, it'll be in for extra bases. Rounding first, going into second, and holding is Mason Heiss. And Waterford's not done yet. That was down the third base line, and it looked like it was going to go fair, but the umpire didn't call it till it was way deep and it went clear to the corner. Other circumstances could have even been stretched into a triple, but when you're trailing by 6 runs, you don't want to run yourself out of the ball game. So that'll be a double to left field. That'll put a runner on second. Lane Klein stands in. He takes strike one. And it's a ground ball into right field past the diving second baseman. And now they've got runners on first and third, as moving over on the plate was Heiss. And I'm here to tell you, folks, stranger things have happened. Xavier Heiss will come to the plate. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game. Runners on first and third, but it's a 6-run game with one down. Fairfield just needs to settle down and get the last 2 outs of the ball game. That pitch in for a strike. Strike one. After the ball game, we will have our John Woods Insurance post-game show. And on the pitch, which is called strike two, the runner moves over. So now we have runners at second and third. Now Miller on the mound, the wind and the pitch. It's a fly ball to right field. Wyatt Willie will play it in foul territory. It'll be out of play. Bounces over the fence. Just a long nothing. Miller's the starting pitcher, still on the mound, of course. I'm sure he'd like to close this one out as they're waiting a little bit for Wyatt Willie there. And a line shot up the middle, and that's another base hit. And another a run will score. That single into center field, give him an RBI. And the score now 9-4. As in to score would be Mason Heiss. Again, there's one down. Runners on first and third, and Kyle Zimmerman's going to go out and have a conversation with his pitcher. I don't know if he'd make a pitching change here or not. I'm sure he'd like to see Miller finish this out. But runners on first and third. Fairfield still leading by 5. So one run is in here. And yes, he's going to make a pitching change. As Gabe Fouch will come in to pitch.
Now pitching for the Lions, number 14, Gabe Fouch.
Yes, Fouch will pitch. We're going to have to see. I think Miller will do this. I think they'll just trade positions. Miller will go to shortstop. So Gabe Fouch comes in to pitch for the Fairfield Lions. Gabe, quite a record so far, as Gabe has pitched 53 innings in 9 games. He's got a 7-2 record. He's had 88 strikeouts with a .736 whip and a .925 ERA. And I'm sure the thought is to bring him in, just let him shut down. And I would think that Gabe would be the projected starting pitcher for Monday night. But again, a change in pitcher here is tough break is Miller got the first out here in the inning. But it was after that, though, Mason Heiss came to the plate and hit a double to left field. And then Lane Klein a single to right field. And then Xavier Heiss a single to center field. And after 3 hits, a run is in. Runners on first and third. It's Fouch again on the mound. At the plate, the third baseman, Hayden Soprano, the sophomore. He is 1 for 2. He walked and was stranded in the second, had a single to center field, was on the front end of a double play as he's forced in the fourth. One down, runner on first and third, 9-4, and that's the Higgins Steel Roofing scoreboard update. Fairfield leading by 5. That pitch in for a strike, and the runner advances will now have runners at second and third. Now again the pitch, and again, and I thought that might be a strike. I guess that just barely missed. The count goes even at 1-1. And that pitch in for a strike. One and two now. Again the pitch. Misses down. Make it 2-2. And everybody again very, very quiet. And that's again a ball. 3-2. And that's called strike 3. Big pitch there. On a full count, he strikes him out.
The pitcher, number 12, Colton Jones.
And this will bring Colton Jones to the plate with 2 down. And runners on second and third, and first pitch is in for ball 1. And that's a grounder to the second baseman. Collins has it. He'll throw it to first, and that's the ball game. As the Fairfield Lions are going to win the ball game, 9-4 the final score. Waterford gave it a shot. But too little too late as the Fairfield Lions come away the winner here.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending tonight's game.
As they come away the winner, and again the final score 9-4. Up next it'll be our John Woods Insurance post-game show. John Woods Insurance with locations in Owensville, Georgetown, Peebles, and West Union. And of course, Fairfield comes back to play on Monday as they are now district champions. And boy, isn't this cool? We've got 2 district champions already here in the Southern Hills Athletic Conference. As we'll come back, we'll give you pitching, we'll give you individual stats, we'll give you more. But first this, as we move now to the John Woods Insurance postgame show here on Good Guys Radio TV.
We could make a big, loud, expensive promo to talk about our high school sports coverage.
Instead, we'll let our coverage speak for itself.
Plenty of time for a catch and release, and
Oh, he drains it!
Right side, he pulls up for the 3. He hits.
We're sitting on pins and needles, and it is good.
Cherry picking out ahead she goes.
With the tomahawk finish.
Goes up, 2-hand monster dunk.
Your home for Shack Sports, C103, and Good Guys Radio TV.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 350,000 participants here in Ohio who take part in high school sports.
McCarty Associates, with offices in Hillsboro, Washington Courthouse, and Loveland, is an architecture, engineering, and surveying firm celebrating 50 years of serving southern and southwestern Ohio. McCarty Associates is a broad-based consulting firm providing services to governmental agencies, public bodies, corporate and business entities, and the general public. They also offer construction management for clients that require a higher level of assistance. If there is a construction project in your future, McCarty Associates can take your vision and help make it a reality. Visit McCartyAssociates.com for a complete list of their services.
Welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen. As nice ball game for Fairfield. They got a little loose there in the 7th, but that's okay. They had a good enough lead, the big cushion. It didn't make any difference as they defeated a very nice Waterford baseball team. Final score 9-4. Cade Miller's a winning pitcher. He pitched 6 in the 3rd innings. He struck out 7, gave up 1 walk, and gave up a total of 9 hits, 1 error. They stranded 8, and he gave up 4 runs. Gabe Fouch in relief pitched 2 2/3 scoreless innings. Kyle Zimmerman will be up shortly for our Adams County Regional Medical Center coaches comment show, but we'll continue here with the John Woods Insurance post-game show. Let's take a look at the stats for the Waterford Wildcats, as Mason Heiss was 3 for 4 in the ball game, had an infield single, stole a base, scored was stranded in the 3rd, had a single to left field, stole a base, scored a run in the 5th, then had a double to left field, scored a run there in the 7th. Lane Klein was 1 for 3. He walked, moved over to a wild pitch and scored in the 5th. Then had a single to right field and was stranded in the 7th. Xavier Heiss was 1 for 3. But he had a sacrifice fly to right field for an RBI in the 5th, then had a single to center field for an RBI and stranded in the 7th. Hayden Soprano was 1 for 3. He walked and was stranded in the 2nd, had a single to center field and was stranded in the 4th. Colton Jones was 2 for 4, had a single to left field, stranded in the 2nd, had a single again to left field and scored a run in the 4th. Wade Brooker was 0 for 3 in the ball game. Cole Hansel was 1 for 3 with an RBI. He had a single to right field for an RBI and was stranded in the 4th. Then he had a double to right field and was stranded in the 6th. Gavin Brooker was 0 for 3 in the ball game. Ron Doak was 0 for 2. And in pinch hit role, Gabe Ponchak was 0 for 1 as well. The losing pitcher in the ball game was Xavier Heiss. He struck out 4, gave up 3 walks, a total of 11 hits. He hit 2 batters, there was 1 error, and he gave up a total of 9 runs. In relief, he pitched, Xavier Heiss pitched a total of 5 1/3 innings. In relief, Colton Jones pitched a 1 2/3 innings, and he was able to hold off the Fairfield and stop the bleeding, and he's pitched 2/3 of an inning, I should say, as he gave up a sacrifice and 1 hit. We'll take a quick break. Up next, it's the Adams County Regional Medical Center Coaches Comment Show. Joining me will be Kyle Zimmerman with the Fairfield Lions right after this on Good Guys Radio TV.
Buying or selling a home in today's competitive market requires the highest level of expertise, training, and marketing skills. Make the smart choice that over 2,000 happy families have made. Choose the trustworthy and professional services of Jeff Dickey and the Dickey Group Realtors. Call them today at 937-393-7222 or take a virtual tour on their listings on their website, thedickeygroup.com. Now offering drone photography and videography. The Dickey Group Realtors, celebrating 30-plus years of serving Highland County and surrounding areas.
Our beliefs matter. They're reflected in our words and actions. At First State Bank, we believe in treating people well, and we've been doing just that since 1884. Listening, caring, looking out for each other. It's what people deserve. It's what a real local bank does. While lots of things have changed over the years, our belief in the people of this community hasn't. First State Bank, built on belief. Member FDIC.
Big box home improvement stores don't brag about their customer service and knowledgeable staff, and that's because they rarely have either one. Do you really want electrical and plumbing advice from a person who was assembling patio furniture yesterday? Nope. Get what you need from the pros at West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply. They now have an expanded hardware line to complement the electrical and plumbing parts, plus handy tips and advice to help you get the job done. West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply, 1 block south of the courthouse on Walnut Street in West Union. Whether you need insurance to protect your home, car, business, or your family's financial future, I believe that your needs are best served by your local neighbors. Shirley Link, your local Encova insurance agent, will take the time to get to know your specific needs. Contact Shirley Link today to find out how you can benefit from working with a local agent. Visit linkinsuranceservice.com or call 937-695-0611.
Medicine. Coach, Kyle Zimmerman joins me. You guys had to make it interesting, didn't you?
Yeah, we just weren't willing to go home early, I guess. We want to make it fair.
Well, you'd been here long enough. You got here. That I don't know. I said on the air here, that second game, I thought it was going to last for days. The longer it went, I mean, everybody was kicking the ball around. I actually, to the point that wondered if your kids wouldn't get a little, stale sitting here. But gorgeous day, great baseball, and you guys had a great game. You guys, you got to be thrilled, I think.
The team is ecstatic. We just talked about it out there. The nice thing about tournament and the bad thing about tournament at the same time is when you get to live to play another day, you do, but when you don't, you're going home. And the boys today put together a resilient performance, showed a lot of perseverance, and things started to not go our way a couple times, and they showed their maturity and didn't let it get to them, kept making plays when we needed to, and got us out of it.
Well, and I mentioned that second game today. I talked to some of the White Oak staff, and I'm sure you're going to concur with this. You look at that Tri-Valley Conference down in the Southeast District, and that's a tough conference. These records were very misleading for Waterford and Southern. And good ball clubs, aren't they?
Yeah, actually, Coach Vi from White Oak and I talked about that on the phone yesterday, that we would both have our work cut out for us. And anybody that's watched the games today know that we have. We've earned the W's today, and however, by doing that, we get to come back and play Monday night again. So I'm sure Coach Vi is just as happy about that as I am.
Well, and isn't it cool? I mentioned this as we finished the game there. Isn't it cool? We got the two champions in the league at district championship. That's good stuff. That doesn't happen in a lot of leagues.
Yeah, I'm really happy about it. The ball club. That's the main thing here. This is all about the kids, and they're working hard every day, and this is where they get to see that reward.
Well,
pass, so.
and you had a total of I've got you for 7 players out of the 9 that reached today. Offensively, you brought the bats, and this time and this level, that's sometimes challenging to do. It's quite a statement about how good your kids were at the plate tonight, wasn't it?
It is, and I'm just looking at the unofficial stuff here. 11 hits. When you go into a game with 11 hits, you really want to make sure you feel good about that. And there for a while today, we did get a little edgy. However, when it come time, we continued to put the bat on the ball, put pressure on the defense, and that's how you got to win ball games. You got to make the defense get you out, and in certain instances today, they didn't get it done.
Well, and sometimes if you'd come out and you scored, 6 or 8 in the first inning, sometimes you get a little lackadaisical, but it was kind of workmanlike fashion. You scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and that's, again, a nice ball game. You just kept, and you scored throughout the lineup, and you got to give credit for the kids for that, of course.
And when they would score, we would automatically score right back, and that's kind of deflating. I've been on the other side of that scenario also, and it's, you score one, you think, man, I got some momentum going, and then your opponent gets one right back on you, and it can get you down. And the boys today did not falter. They stepped up and got it done.
Well, and, I could mention a lot of people from the plate. You've got Dow Moon was 2 for 4. Zane Matthews, what a night he had. That was a big-time double to right center field for the 6th inning. He's done it all year for you, hasn't he?
He's been a leader on and off the field. About to lead off for us 2 years in a row. That's Dow Moon. Zane Matthews coming in as a sophomore, first-year varsity player. Plays crucial infield positions for us, and gets it done offensively and defensively every evening for us.
And Gabe Fouch comes in, 2 walks, scores a run, shuts them down with the last 2 outs of the ball game. And Landry Hatton, again, a great ball game for him. He was 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. I could go on and on. Noah Allring 2 for 4. Collins 1 for 2. Farber 1 for 2. But what about Cade Miller? And from the plate, Cade, I've got him an official at 2 for 4 with a couple of RBIs. But what a job he did on the mound.
Cade's performance tonight overall was astounding. 2 for 4 at the plate, strikes out 9. Struck out 7 of their batters. That's Waterford team. I went down and seen them play Tuesday evening against Green, and I come back and told the guys they're going to hit the baseball.
Right.
And we have to be able to make defensive plays. And Cade kept them off balance just enough tonight to let our defense, when we needed to, work for him. And Cade wanted the ball in the 7th inning, and he was already tipping toward 100 pitches. I told him, hey, Cade, I'm good with that, but we get in trouble, I got to get you out of there. I don't want to ruin your arm.
Right.
And, we got a guy right behind you that can close for you. And, this gets tricky when you're trying to save these pitchers want to play one day between games. It makes it tough.
Well, and nobody wants to look ahead, but the reality is you have to a little bit with the pitching because you've got to save him. You don't want to, just in case you come back and you got to play Monday, who knows, you might need him there. And, of course, you've got more games to come after that if you're successful on Monday night. So it's really, there's some management issues here with the pitchers, isn't it?
We have to really think about that. And, you and I have talked all year long. You've heard me say one game at a time. But you get in this scenario and you're exactly right, you're forced to think ahead a little bit. And it gets a little nerve-wracking because, you think, well, if I don't pitch this kid today, then that we lose, then I've messed up. Or if I do and we win, and it's a little stressful. However, these guys, when you ask them if they want the ball, they're all willing to take it.
Cade obviously will not come back and pitch on Monday. Probably no secret. I assume Gabe will. Going to be that game is coming up. And, again, the second game here today, a little different for here at district level. But these next two teams, there's two quality baseball teams that you'll face Monday night, isn't it?
Yeah, South Webster and Reedsville, they are definitely a good caliber baseball teams. And, we're going to have to be on our A game on Monday, which is what you expect when you get to district championship level. I don't think there's anybody on our team that doesn't anticipate that we've got to show up hard. So.
But tonight's got to be exciting for them because it gets them cranked up for Monday night. They get out here on the field, they get used to it. And I know you've played here before, but it doesn't do any harm to play back-to-back here on the field. And you come back on Monday night, you're comfortable after a good win against a good ball club, and you got to feel your team's set for a run to start Monday night.
It's always fun to play down here. However, it's really a lot more fun when you're winning the tournament down here.
Yes,
I will say that.
Things are a bit. We haven't talked about that. I touched on just briefly with Coach Veit this morning. Things are quick out there on that field, and people don't realize this is a complete different ball game at Paint Stadium than it is, I don't know, at your stadium or anybody else that you play normally, right?
Everywhere we play besides here is a dirt mound, either grass or dirt. And you cannot replicate a turf hop. It may be on a gym floor, and that's tough because you got to use a rubber ball. So it's unique. The field is very forgiving out there. However, you've really got to be on your P's and Q's because it's quick. It's quick.
Well, and it's good when your pitchers work quick too because the defense has to be on their toes or you can't play on this field.
Yeah, defense has definitely got to be awake and alive at every pitch, and the pitchers love to pitch here as well. They like the mound. It's just a great atmosphere to be a part of, and we hope we're continuing to stay for a while.
Well, we want to encourage everybody to come out on Monday night. Your game will follow White Oak, and boy, it's fun having two teams at the district finals here at Paint Stadium. Again, Cade Miller and all the guys, congratulations to them. Great win.
Yeah. They're happy. They're going to stay around and watch their competition for Monday, and I'm sure they're going to sit back and relax, and we're going to have a good time now.
I think I'll see you Monday night. What about that?
Well, I'll be here.
We'll be joining you. Head coach Kyle Zimmerman joins us here on the Adams County Regional Medical Center Coaches Comment Show. We'll be right back after this as we wrap things up on the John Woods Insurance postgame show here on Good Guys Radio TV.
Snappy Tomato Pizza.
What makes the food from Snappy Tomato so good? 2 words, fresh ingredients. Fresh dough, cheese, tomato sauce, plus high-grade meats, produce, and seasonings come together to prepare Snappy's full menu, fresh every day. Pizza, pasta, salad, hoagies, each handcrafted by dedicated cooks who understand quality ingredients are the star. Visit snappytomato.com for the location near you. Lunch, dinner, or late night, Snappy has the ingredients to remind you fresh tastes best.
Snappy Tomato Pizza.
I wanted to prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
That's the sound of your truck losing you money. Whether you're a major trucking operation or an independent owner, you're losing business. Let me give you some advice. Call Willie & Son Trucking. Their certified Caterpillar, Cummins, and Detroit experts can get your truck moving so you can get back to doing business. Call Willie & Son Trucking for an overhaul or glider kit rebuild at 937-763-9521. Keep your business rolling with Willie & Son Trucking.
Happy, and we're happy with him as we now have 2 teams at district finals here. We still have lots of baseball to go. We have 4 teams left in. At baseball side, we have a softball team left in. Manchester, we have Fayetteville still left in the Southwest District. Eastern is left in, and they'll play in the district semis on Tuesday from Ohio University in D3. And of course, now we have White Oak and Fairfield back here to play on Monday night in D4 district finals. So it's great baseball. We kept telling you all year we had some great baseball teams. Well, it's pretty obvious now we were accurate in our description. Let's take a look at the individual and team stats for the Fairfield Lions. Dow Moon was 2 for 4 in the ball game, had a single to left field and was stranded in the first inning. Had a single to center field and scored a run in the 6th. St. Matthews was 3 for 4 and reached on a fielder's choice. That happened in the first inning as he scored the first run of the ball game. Had a single to right field, stole a base, and scored a run in the 3rd. Had a double to left center field and, can't read my own writing. Right center field for 2 RBIs and scored a run in the 6th. Gabe Fouch, he was 0 for 2 with 2 walks. He walked and was stranded in the 4th, walked and scored a run in the 6th. Cade Miller, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, had a single in the first inning with an RBI, driving in the first run of the ball game. Had an infield single for an RBI and scored a run in the 6th. Landry Hatton was 2 for 3, also hit by a pitch, threaded with 3 RBIs as he had a single to left field for an RBI and was stranded in the 3rd. Hit by a pitch and and forced in the 5th. Had a single to left field for 2 RBIs and stranded in that big 6th inning. Wyatt Willie was 0 for 1, but he walked and scored a run in the 2nd, hit by a pitch and stranded in the 3rd, and then had a sacrifice fly for an RBI in the 6th. Noah Allring was 1 for 3, had a single little infield bunt single and was stranded in the 2nd. Elijah Humphreys, as a pinch hitter, was 1 for 1 with a single to left center field. Wyatt Collins was 1 for 3. He reached on an error, stole a base, and scored a run in the 4th. Had an infield single and was stranded in the 6th. Blaine Faber was 1 for 2 with a sacrifice, as he had a sacrifice bunt for an RBI in the 2nd and had a single to center field and scored a run in the 6th. Once again, losing pitcher Xavier Heiss, as Fairfield struck out 4 times, they walked 3 times. They had 11 hits. They had 2 hit batters. There was 1 error. They stranded a total of 7 runners, and they scored 9 runs. And now the winning pitcher again, Cade Miller. Cade strikes out 7. He walked 1. They gave up a total of 9 hits, 1 error, but they stranded a total of 8 runners as he gave up 4 runs. And once again, as he pitches 6 1/3 innings. Our Wendy's Old Fashioned Hamburger Player of the Game. It's time to name that, and it probably don't have to tell you the guy that stepped up and got it done from the mound and from the plate. Cade Miller, our Wendy's Old Fashioned Hamburgers. And again, remember, that's Wendy's Old Fashioned Hamburgers in West Union. And that's the Wendy's Old Fashioned Hamburger Player of the Game, Cade Miller. Congratulations, Cade. Congratulations to the Fairfield Lions. Let's quickly go over that schedule again. Manchester, again, their game has been moved. It will be it'll be the 2nd game from Rio Grande on Monday night. We'll have Fayetteville taking on Felicity. That game will be at 5 p.m. on 99.5 The Edge from Fayetteville High School. Back here at Paint Stadium, first our pregame show will start about 3:30. First pitch at 4 o'clock. It'll be White Oak taking on Ironton St. Joe in a district final competition, and then it'll be Fairfield following that, and the rolling schedule meeting immediately following the first game, and that'll be Fairfield taking on the winner of this game, Reedsville Eastern or South Webster. Then on Tuesday night, it'll be the Eastern Warriors taking on Fairland from Ohio University, the Convocation Center, and not the Convocation Center. They're not playing inside. I'm too used to talking about basketball, but it'll be Eastern taking on Fairland, the number 1 seed from Ohio University, on Tuesday night. Special thanks to our studio producer, Maggie Dean, and of course our producer-director on Good Guys Radio TV, Mr. Matt Hildebrand. Once again, the final score here, White Oak wins the ball game and defeats Southern. The final score 2-1 on a walk-off single by Landon Barnett. And here in our second game, Fairfield defeats Waterford. Final score 9-4. And once again, pleasant good evening to you folks. I'm Don Bowles, wishing you that pleasant good evening here on Good Guys Radio TV.
Do you have a roofing or siding project? At Higgins, they manufacture steel roofing and siding every business day. With 17 colors in stock and 70,000 pieces of trim, they are prepared to ship your project immediately. Remember Higgins for your 40-year warranted, Energy Star compliant, American-made steel roofing and siding. Located 7 miles west of Hillsboro on US Route 50 and on AC Avenue, just off 35 in Jackson. Call 800-782-4239 or visit them on the web at higginsroofing.com.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Our business is helping you grow. We're Baxter Tractor. We take care of you like family.
We've been growing since 1946. As your Kubota dealer, our focus is to help you grow today and into the future. Stop by one of our locations today, visit with our folks, and see our entire lineup of Kubota products.
Our business is helping you grow. Baxter Tractor.
Who is Barry Chevrolet? Why don't you ask your friends and neighbors? Because after 70 years and 4 generations in the automotive industry, odds are we've made a happy customer out of somebody you know. Hard-working, proud Americans drive Chevrolets, and that's why we sell them at Barry's. Hats off to everybody driving a Silverado truck. You're my kind of people. Barry Chevrolet, your best deal dealer.